All right, everybody, welcome to the show. This is the Three Kings Boxing Podcast. Of course, I'm your host, 2K, and I'm joined today with my fellow co host, Mr. Bo. How are you doing today, Bo? Hey, nigga. That motherfucker was like, I'm not answering this motherfucker.
I can't. The nigga in me will not allow it.
No. Man, look, I'll tell you right now, nigga, a bunch of white folks that's watching right now, they're like, whoa, hey now, this is my kind of show.
Well, this is something different.
Wowzers. I haven't heard anything like it. I'm flabbergasted. Oh, man. Y'all know what it is, man. It's 3kingsboxing.com. We in the motherfucking building. As you can see, man, I give my disclaimer right now. We tell y'all, listener discretion is advised. That means we're going to say a whole bunch of shit on this show. It is unfiltered, unbiased, man. We talk everything boxing. You might get an earload when all the cursing and titties and ass we talk about, but at the end of the day, you're going to leave this motherfucker by the end of the show learning something about boxing, whether it's all 17 divisions or the topics at hand. You feel what I'm saying? Man, dog, listen, man, I just want to get right to it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, nigga, me, I got to do something to kind of lighten the mood, get people laughing and shit, get ready to do something.
Shit. Y'all know what that means. Y'all know what that means.
Because at the end of the day, bro, niggas gonna get mad at us. We already got a comment on Facebook where a nigga mad, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, look, man, this fuckery video right here, shouts my man Bakari Simpson, lead journalist at 3kingsboxing.com. He put me on this shit. I told him, I said, hey, bro, if you ever see this happen to 2K, man, just leave 3 Kings, man. Don't even put in a 2 weeks notice. Just dip. You know what I'm saying? And I'll write you a letter, a recommendation for whatever boxing media source you're going to go to after that. That's how bad this shit is, man. Look at this, bro.
You want to fight? Why are you getting so close to me? Huh?
Gabe, stop.
Why are you playing like me? Why are you playing? Huh? Why are you playing?
Adrian.
What's up?
Come on, Adrian.
Got blood.
Okay.
Where's the blood?
Adrian.
This my house. Excuse me.
Hey, Adrian.
You want to be
No,
here?
come on.
This my house. This my fucking house. You disrespecting my sister. You say fuck you, bitch.
Adrian.
No, this is my.
No,
He broke me up. He pushed me. He
broke
called me
up?
faggot. He put his hands on me. I don't do that. Don't do that, Gabriel. That's fucked up. Move. All right, bro.
Oh my God.
Bro, I don't know what to say, dog. I'm speechless. Don't do it, Gabriel.
Hold on, wait a minute. Did you see the part where he stood over and tilted his head?
Nigga, that's the meat and potatoes of the video, bro.
That nigga stood over him and put his head to the side.
That nigga had the extreme homosexual pose smacking this nigga, bro. This my house.
No, you disrespect my sister. You put your hands on me. Clapping his hands. You put your hands on me.
Bro, if you ever see that happen to me, bro.
I don't know you.
Nah, bro, you don't know me, bro.
I
will tell you, nigga, get rid of my number, leave 3 Kings, and say a whole bunch of bad shit about me behind my back. Do it. I'm giving you the opportunity. I'm telling you, you can do that, bro.
When the kids be like, "What happened to Daddy?" Man, your father passed away. It was a tragic accident.
No, man, that's fucked up.
It was a tragic accident, man.
Nigga, that shit is foul, nigga. Hey, man, look, man, it ain't nothing against gays. No. But at the end of the day, bro, when you get your ass beat like that by a nigga who's acting gay in the process,
man.
Move on, man. Let's move
on. Light-skinned nigga, that's what light-skinned nigga.
Light-skinned niggas with colored eyes, man. It's always you niggas. It's always y'all, man. As I told my staff before, you don't know a light-skinned nigga with colored eyes that runs the streets. It doesn't exist. Light-skinned niggas with colored eyes are not hard by nature, bro. They're not hard by nature. You know what I'm saying? Man, let's move on, man. Yo, shout out to It Doesn't Matter. I'm going to get your comment in a minute, man. He's in here. We got Chris Boogie. Salute, gentlemen. He's in these streets. My man, Brian David, he said, what's up, fam? He's in these streets. Man, you got to say my next dude. You got to say his name right, man. J.L. Davis. You can't just say it like J.L. Davis. You got to be like J.L. Davis is in these streets. My man.
Ooh, what's up?
Word up, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. We're going to get on Caleb Plant. Of course, last night, he had his third successful title defense of the IBF title, IBF super middleweight title, right? But there is a pattern I'm seeing, bro. Caleb Plant seems to be getting mandatories that have something to do with ass. I don't understand, bro. First it was finger butt. Now it was Caleb true ass. Come on, man. So why the fuck do they always got this nigga? All right, what is Daryl Peoples doing at the IBF table, bro? Just like, all right, man, see what we got here, nigga. You know, number one, number two, always not ranked. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do shit. Man, who we gonna put at number 3 though, man? Right? Am I lying, bro?
No, you're not lying. Number one, number two is always not ranked.
Right. We don't never put a motherfucker number 1 and number 2. We just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So who we gonna put at number 3? You know? And then you got some dumb nigga in the background. What about Caleb Truax? You know what? That might be a good decision. Even though we got all these other top fighters at 168. You know, Anthony Durrell might be able to be a good matchup for him. You know, Abney Yildirim was a fucking is a WBC mandatory, but they could have threw him in there too. You know what I'm saying? But Caleb Truax, I mean, ain't this the same nigga? This is where I want y'all to understand something about Caleb Truax, man. Caleb Truax was the comeback fight for none other than Jermaine Taylor when he got knocked out by Carl Froch.
Sure was.
It might have been when he got knocked out by fucking Arthur Abraham, actually, Bo. I can't remember what knockout it was. You know what I'm saying? Jermaine Taylor is a nigga known to get slumped. I just don't remember what slump situation it was where he came back and fought Caleb Truax. You know what I'm saying? But he beat the dog shit out of Truax, bro. And this is a super shell of him former self, Jermaine Taylor. This is about 6 years ago, right? So Caleb Truax was never actually a good fighter at any stretch of the imagination. You see what I'm saying? I think did he lose to like Badu Jack or somebody too coming up? Like on his way up the rankings, dog. He lost to somebody.
He lost to somebody.
Badu Jack. I mean, we don't keep tabs on Caleb Truax. You know what I'm saying? He lost to Badu Jack or somebody before he finally fought James DeGale, who at that time was also a shell of him former self.
He sure was. He had just came off a hard-ass fight with Badu Jack, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure did. As you know today, James DeGale, at the time that he fought Caleb Truax the first time, he was on his way out the sport, as we found out today. You see what I'm saying? Right?
Yep.
So Caleb Truax seized the moment. I will give him 100% credit. He beat a IBF champion, became an IBF champion himself, right? But at the end of the day, you got to understand, dog, just because a nigga's holding a belt doesn't mean that he is automatically a great fighter, right? Just because a nigga's a former champion, right, Bo? Doesn't mean that he was at some point in his career a great fighter. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Absolutely, right? Caleb Truax was one of those guys that was able to finagle a title from a nigga, right? But he was a C- level fighter. Happens all the time.
Yep. Yes, it does.
You know what I'm saying?
It does.
So when you try to promote Caleb Plant fighting Caleb Truax under the guise of stating, hey, man, he's fighting a former IBF world champion. That's when you really got to dissect the situation at hand and get to the real meat and potatoes, my nigga. Caleb Truax doesn't deserve his name to be called correctly. So I will now, from this start of this video all the way to the end, refer to him as Caleb Truax, because that's who he is. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what you saw last night. A 37-year-old shell of a self in which never got past C- level. So at this point, Caleb Truax is really a D-level fighter, guys.
Mm-hmm.
This is the same motherfucker that was actually having trouble in the first 2 rounds before he got cut over his eye and said, fuck it. And his corner was like, nigga, you can still continue. I'll take care of the cut. He's like, nah, I don't want to. Against Peter Quillen. And we all know what happened to Peter Quillen right after that. He lost to an extreme shell of him former self and Alfredo Angulo.
He sure did.
I don't even know if I want to even call Alfredo Angulo a shell of him former self. That nigga's just a shell, nigga. Have y'all ever walked outside and seen the the remnants of like a fucking a snail shelling his old skin, nigga, or a snake? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or a gecko or some shit. You walk outside, nigga, you see some shit. You see a nigga's skin just lying on your goddamn front porch. It's very disrespectful how they do that shit, bro. You step outside barefoot, nigga. You step on a nigga's skin, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's Alfredo Angulo, nigga. He is the old skin that a snake shed a long time ago, nigga. Shit, nigga, that's the old me over there. That's Alfredo Angulo.
That's the old me over there.
That nigga's 100% dead skin, and he
Yup.
still beat Peter Quillen. So what the fuck does that make Peter? I digress. Point is, Caleb Truax is having trouble with that guy for 2 rounds. So what the fuck do you think is going to happen, regardless of the fact that he had 2 wins or 3 wins after Peter Quillen against niggas nobody knows? I believe one of them niggas was like 24-48, some dumb record like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Regardless of the fact that he had 2 wins after Caleb Truax, after Peter Quillen, he's still not somebody that was ever going to give Caleb Plant problems, right? So we've established that, and I think everybody knows this, Bo. But the real problem here is that Caleb Plant seems to believe his own hype. I think fucking that light-skinned pretty bitch, what's her name? Jordan? I don't even know.
Jordan. That's her name, Jordan Plant.
He got some black pussy, nigga. He said, nigga, I'm the shit. You don't understand what the fuck I just did, nigga? I got a belt, nigga. I act like I'm not white, nigga. And I got a black bitch. Nigga, I'm the shit. I like Caleb Plant, man. There's no harm in this shit. It's just comedy, nigga. But that's what it is.
Yeah.
So he walking around this motherfucker like he really did something, but all he did was beat up an accountant and 2 niggas that got ass in their name. Didn't Mike Lee graduate from Harvard? Nigga, he can't fight.
On top of the fact, didn't he come down?
And he came down in weight. Yeah, he was a career 175 pounder. Came down to 168. First fight at 168. Actually, that was that nigga's first title shot. Because he was undefeated.
No shit. He wasn't even nobody at 175.
Wasn't nobody at 175. That nigga, man, what's that boy? That nigga was the Joe Messi at 175.
Oh, that's fucked.
Joe Messi was a heavyweight that didn't fight nobody, nigga, but he retired undefeated. Was like 30-0, but fought absolutely nobody. That was Mike Lee. That was where his career was going. Joe Messi of 175, bro.
I think that nigga only won an NABF title.
I sure, 30-0 only had the NABF title. Come on, man. Right? That's where Mike Lee was headed. Joe Messi of 175, nigga. And then finally said, you know what? They're giving me, because understand, people, Mike Lee was not mandated. That was a choice by Caleb Plant and his team. So Mike Lee said, you know what? Fuck it. I graduated from Harvard. I have my accounting degree. Might as well go ahead and just put all the marbles on the table. Fuck it. If Caleb Plant is going to give me that opportunity, then gee, by golly, I'm going to take it.
Golly gee whiz, I got to go for it.
Probably talks like that for real, dog. He probably does, bro.
Yeah.
Real shit. And he took the opportunity that was given to him for no reason by Caleb Plant. Right? Now, Finger Butt and True Ass were 2 mandatories. there's some shit going around that Caleb Truax was not a mandatory. He was a mandatory. The IBF actually mandated their number 3 position, which is actually their number 1, because they don't ever rank the number 1 and number 2.
1 and 2 will be vacant.
What is that, dog? Why do they do that, nigga? There must be some signs behind this, bro.
I don't know. I would love to ask him because remember, that was kind of situation with Earl. Remember?
Yeah. There's some signs behind that shit, B. Motherfuckers just not gonna rank number 1 and number 2. Not ranked. That's just not applicable, nigga.
You know what do you know what I think that is? That's that just in case. Well, in case nigga lose, we can move. We can move. Well, in case the motherfucker lose, we can move. We can move.
I think it's right. You're right about that. I also think it's a situation where they can say they can get away with ranking a nigga like Truax at number 3, saying, "Hey, well, he wasn't number 1."
Right. Oh yeah, that's a very good point. Y'all make it sound like he was 1 and 2.
Right. I mean, he technically wasn't the number 1 guy. I mean, he's really number 3. Got to be really special to get 2 and 1. You know what
That's
I'm saying?
a very good point. I didn't think about that. That's a good point.
The aftermath of a video like this one, where we clowning the shit out the IBF rankings and clowning the fact that they mandated a nigga named Truax. They're going to say, well, technically, we know he's not the best. However, he was number 3.
Right.
Fuck out of here, man. But at the end of the day, you know, Mike Lee basically did Caleb Plant's taxes for him and then got the title shot.
No shit.
You know what I'm saying? So,
he said that motherfucking advantages of getting married to Jordan.
yeah, Rob, let me tell you something.
Jordan.
Bro, let me tell you something, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now, nigga. I guarantee them motherfuckers had correspondence on a business level, nigga, before because Mike Lee came out of nowhere.
Yeah, they did, man.
Like, if you're a boxing enthusiast and you follow boxing, you will know who Mike Lee was because you follow boxing. You fucking accidentally tripped, fell down, looked up, and your TV had Mike Lee on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, right.
That's how you know who Mike. You accidentally clicked on box rec and you went in and just looked for a name. You probably typed in a regular name. You know, this is what they did, bro. Them niggas went to Google and said, let's type in a regular name like Mike Lee. Let's see what we get. And found Mike Lee's box rec. That's probably how they know who he is, bro. You know what I'm saying? So there had to be some type of correspondence, nigga, prior. Some type of business transaction prior where Caleb Plant said, you know what? I'm going to fight that guy. What about David Benavidez? No. Sir. I don't want no unification. What are you talking about? Get the guy that just did my fucking taxes, nigga. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker was supposed to give me $3,000 back. Nigga only gave me $100 back. You know what I'm saying? Yo. How the fuck did I go from $3,000 to $100, nigga? I want to fight him. Fuck him. That's what they did, bro. Right? But again, like I said, Finger Butt and Truax were fucking mandatories. So you can't really fault Caleb Plant for fighting Finger Butt and Truax because that's the fault of the IBF. You see what I'm saying? They need to do their rankings better. And one thing I will say to you guys to remind you, remember, Caleb Truax was in position to fight the winner of Peter Quillen and Caleb Truax. Remember that. Caleb Plant was in position to fight the winner of that fight, right? There just was no winner because of the cut. You see what I'm saying? Early in the second round. So then the fight was either no contest or no decision, right? And then Caleb Plant ended up getting Finger Butt as his next opponent, right? But it was still a mandatory. Then Caleb Truax did what he did. Peter Quillen and Alfredo Angulo was going to be another opportunity for that winner to fight Caleb Plant. Alfredo Angulo beats Peter Quillen, and then Caleb Plant went into negotiations to fight Canelo, right?
Yep.
Then Alfredo Angulo went a different direction. So I will remind you guys that Caleb Truax, Peter Quillen, right? And Alfredo Angulo were 3 guys that were always on the radar of Caleb Plant after he beat Mike Lee. And that's not necessarily Caleb Plant choosing those guys. That was the IBF. Mm-hmm. So guys, there's 2 things here, man. when you're clowning his opponents, understand outside of Mike Lee, the other two were mandated. So those aren't his fault. If he wants to keep his title and become the very first undisputed super middleweight champion, because there's never been a undisputed super middleweight champion. If you don't know, now you know, right? If he wants to become the very first super middleweight champion in boxing history, he has to retain his IBF title. And y'all motherfuckers know, all you hardcore boxing fans out there, y'all know that the IBF is the most strict organization when it comes to mandatories, bro. If you don't fight that mandatory, nigga, you better come up with a hell of a bag, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't got a hell of a bag, then you fighting your fucking mandatory. Hell, nigga, Josh Taylor had to fight his mandatory, for God's sakes. What was that nigga's name, nigga? Nigga, what was his name? Some nigga from Thailand?
Hell yeah. Hong Kong Fooey or some shit.
Nigga fought Hong Kong Fooey, dog, right. Knocked him out with one punch in the first round. That's not a fight we asked for, but he had to take it if he wants to unify against Jose Ramirez, right?
Yeah.
So
Errol Spence had to fight that nigga Ocampo.
Yeah. Errol Spence had to fight Carlos Ocampo. One body shot, fight over. We didn't want that shit. But if this nigga was going to eventually go unify, right, then he needed to beat Carlos Ocampo.
Yep.
So y'all know the IBF. Y'all know how them niggas roll, man. So don't fault Caleb for the last two opponents. But what I do want you to say to him now, right, is say, hey, nigga, you got wiggle room, family. You got wiggle room. Meaning, and here it is, 92AKU. I'll put your comment up there. He said Plant is ready as hell, as he'll ever be, right? And then you got my man in the beginning. It doesn't matter. He said, they said Lopez wasn't ready for Loma. Stop the bullshit. They professional. They are all ready. Both of those comments are going to segue into what I'm about to say next. He's not ready. He's not fucking ready.
Oh.
Now it doesn't matter. Let me put your comment into context, right? A lot of dumb niggas out here. You might be one of them. We'll find out later, right? But there's a lot of dumb niggas out here, bro. So let me put your comment into context, bro. What it sounds like to me, you're basically talking about fighters in general, because you said they professional, they are all ready, which means you're saying fighters in general, hey, once they become a professional boxer and they become a champion, they all ready to fight the biggest and best challenges. That's not what me and Bo are disputing. We're not disputing that. Hell, I agree. Nigga, if you become a professional fighter and your goal is to become a world champion, then your goal is to go through a gauntlet. That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. Now, a lot of these fuckboy ass niggas today, niggas, you know, under the age of 30, basically, they're not trying to do that, right? They're not trying to go through no gauntlet. They want to do what Money Mayweather did. Not Pretty Boy Floyd. They want to do what Money Mayweather did, right? Pick their own fights, try to get $1 million out of each one. That's what they do now.
Yeah, they want to skip the whole process. Fuck that process.
These niggas today,
shit take too long.
These niggas today are like, nigga, shit, nigga, I was an amateur for about 200, 300 fights, nigga, shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I took shots to the head as much as I need to, nigga. I'm trying to get money now. That's what they think.
Yeah.
That's how it is today, bro. That is the mindset of the young punk-ass boxer of the 2020s, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right?
Nigga want to go from selling a dime bag to a whole brick. Man, get your motherfucking ass.
Exactly, nigga. How you gonna be pushing an eighth on these streets, nigga? Now you want a kilo, man. Sit your bitch ass down, nigga. Right?
I mean, I don't know nothing about that.
I do. Let me.
What I heard. That's what I heard.
A couple friends that did that. Anyway, but real shit though, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But these young fighters, dog, they're all about that. But here's the situation that doesn't matter. We're not refuting that professional fighters should be ready and should always be ready. What we're refuting is the experience is not there, bro.
Right.
Now, you just compared Teofimo Lopez to Caleb Plant and then inadvertently compared Vasyl Lomachenko to Canelo Alvarez. Now, I'll submit Vasyl Lomachenko was a top-level fighter. Hell, depending on who you are, you had him in your top 5 pound for pound at the time that he fought Teofimo Lopez. But at the end of the day, Vasyl Lomachenko only had 12 fights. right? I think Vasil's only been a professional for like, what, 6 years? Right? And I might be stretching that. I'm not looking at his box record. I don't do that. Maybe 6 years, right? Canelo Alvarez fought Floyd Mayweather Jr., people. I don't need to say nothing else after that, right? Canelo Alvarez, at the young age of like 22, 23 years old, right, fought Floyd Mayweather Jr. to a 12-round decision in which he lost, right, but learned everything that he could in that fight.
Yeah.
That Floyd Mayweather Jr. loss segued him into becoming the face of boxing. But Lomachenko doesn't have a win like that. He doesn't even have a loss like that. He lost to Orlando Salido early in his career, second fight, but that wasn't a fight in which Vasil Lomachenko turned his career around and became the face of boxing and even became a much more accomplished fighter. He actually lost to Orlando Salido and just continued to do what he does and ended up beating, Gary Russell Jr., right?
Yep.
Guillermo Rigondeaux, Nicholas Walters, et cetera, right? But he was doing the same shit that he did against Orlando Salido against those guys. He didn't change his style and get better. No. He got better as time progressed, but he didn't get the same kind of turnaround that Canelo Alvarez got fighting Floyd fucking Mayweather Jr. You get what I'm saying? So they already don't compare right there. Canelo is a much more elite athlete than Vasil Lomachenko is, right? Just off that alone. Then when you go to the records, Canelo has something like 40-something fucking bouts, right? He's fought Shane Mosley, Erislandy Lara, Austin Trout, Miguel Cotto.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga has fought a bunch of names, right, that have also increased his repertoire in terms of this type of skill that he has today. Especially that Erislandy Lara fight. Actually, the Erislandy Lara fight would 100% prepare him for a fucking Caleb Plant. Erislandy Lara in 2014, I think they fought, is a much better mover by a long shot. It's not even close, nigga. Did you watch the fight last night, motherfucker? Did you see Caleb Truax being able to dip to his left and land the overhand right straight down the middle with ease? Are you missing that, nigga? Caleb Truax, a 37-year-old shell of a former C- level fighter, which effectively makes him today a D level fighter, was able to get inside of Caleb Plant. Do I need to say more, Bo?
No.
He was able to get inside of Caleb Plant. So how the fuck can you tell me, after watching last night's fight, right, a guy like Canelo Alvarez that has fought a mover as graceful as Erislandy Lara, right, would have some type of trouble with Caleb Plant? How can you watch a fight that you watched last night and see that Caleb Plant would have any type of success against Canelo Alvarez? What the fuck are y'all watching, nigga? Are y'all fans of fighters or fans of the sport, man? I take that back because I know the answer to that. But let me just ask this question, Bo. Do these motherfuckers even really know how to watch a fight and analyze what the fuck they're looking at, Bo?
You know what, man? I think it's a combination of a lot of things. A lot of times guys just be in the moment, right?
Yeah.
And I get it, man. Sometimes, man, you could be in the moment, and being in the moment can cause you to just do some really irrational shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, you could be in the moment and shit and all of that, and the woman say, "Can you pay my rent?" And you simp niggas might say, "Yeah." I mean, I don't know what the fuck that is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when you in that moment, that's what you do. But the reality is this, though. Also keep in mind, because he mentioned Lomachenko and also Teofimo Lopez. Lopez, prior to fighting Lomachenko, had two very important fights. He struggled against that Asian dude.
Right.
Then right after that struggle against that Asian dude, where he had to discover something about himself,
Yep.
He had Richard Comey that he blasted Richard Comey out. So he went into fight Lomachenko on somewhat of a high note, that even though there were those that felt that, hey man, you know, I don't know if he's ready for Loma because Richard Comey and so isn't Loma, but at least he went on a high note of a high performance.
Right.
That's not happening here with Caleb Plant.
Right.
All right. Y'all might be like, oh, he dominated every round. That's fine and dandy. But it wasn't the type of performance that would make me think like if he'd have went in there and knocked Caleb Truax the fuck out in 1 or 2 rounds, then we could have something to talk about. You went in there, you win 12 rounds, and Caleb Truax was having some success, and you still showed me you had stamina issue problems, and you still showed me that as the fight go on, those hard shots, those quick punches you throw, they don't have the same stick on them that they used to have. Right? They ain't got the same pop. Right? You just throwing them fast, but they ain't got that pop on them.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
When I see that, then I'm going to look at you and I'm going to say, hey, man, I don't know if you're ready for the caliber. Understand, ladies and gentlemen, Canelo Alvarez is an A-level fighter.
Okay. Yes, he is. Yes,
A-level. Hell, as a matter of fact, he's close to elite to me. But I'll give him A-level. Right, there you go. I'll give him that. Right? Canelo Alvarez has come a long way from the motherfucker that saw Floyd Mayweather.
Yes, sir.
Came a long way from that. Right? Hell, Canelo Alvarez don't even have the stamina issues he used to have.
Yeah. not even that. Remember, this nigga used to be called Medusa feet, nigga.
No shit.
You know what I'm saying? Medusa looked at his feet, nigga. That's how stone they were, bro. He don't have that problem no more.
That problem no more either, dog. He does not have that problem no more at all. Okay? I mean, hold on. Help me out here. Did y'all see the 6'3", longer arm reach Callum Smith couldn't do nothing with Canelo?
Nothing.
And he was at a huge disadvantage with that height and that reach. Couldn't do nothing with Canelo.
Man.
Couldn't he get the nigga to take a step back?
Canelo looked like Callum Smith's son, nigga, when they faced off.
No shit.
That's what he looked like. He about to beat the shit out of his son, nigga. Come on, man.
Right. So the old phrase, iron sharpens iron. Whether you like it or not, Canelo Alvarez does fight the guys that maintain that iron sharpness.
Yep.
Okay. Whether you want to like it or not, he does. Finger butts is not. What sharpness you maintaining with finger butts, nigga?
Any of them. The only sharpness you maintaining is keeping your ass closed, nigga. Punching your butt cheeks so he don't get nowhere near it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's the only sharpness you maintain. How the fuck do you maintain sharpness fighting a nigga that did your taxes, nigga?
No, right, no shit. And then hold on, 2K. Help me out here. Because you mentioned something about Canelo's feet. Well, do you know what happens when you increase your footwork? What happens, man? Your defense gets better.
Absolutely.
So Canelo's defense is even better. And you don't believe me? Ask Callum Smith.
Look, Canelo go back to when he fought the great value Miguel Cotto, right?
Yeah, right. No
he
shit.
fought the dollar store version Miguel Cotto. He had zero head movement back then. That's actually how he almost got knocked out in the second round of that fight. That's the only fight besides, I believe, the second Gennady Golovkin fight in which Canelo was visibly hurt. That was the only fight.
Yeah.
Right? He was almost knocked out in that fight because he had no fucking head movement. Now Canelo's slipping shots and shit. Man, nigga, not only is he slipping, this nigga's doing pull counters and shit, bro. This nigga, are you kidding me?
Oh shit, dog. He doing pull counter. You're so right.
A pull counter is something that's rare, nigga. Andre Ward was a master at that shit, right?
Yeah,
you don't see pull counters. You know, Floyd Mayweather was a master at a pull counter, right? Pernell Whitaker, after them two niggas, you got to go all the way to Pernell Whitaker and shit to see that again, right? That's something that you don't see, nigga. Canelo can do that, man. So let me just say, dog, Caleb Plant, and what Bo is trying to tell you niggas, and what I'm trying to say as well, Caleb Plant doesn't have big fight experience, man. Yes, Teofimo Lopez may not have. I disagree with that because he fought Richard Comey. I don't think Richard Comey is that great of a fighter, but Richard Comey was on another level than what we perceived Teofimo Lopez to be because he was fighting niggas like Diego Magdaleno.
Yep.
Right? That's all he was fighting. So when
he moved, it was Menard, wasn't it? Mason Menard,
yeah. So when he moved up to fight when he moved up in competition to fight Richard Comey, that was a good win for him before fighting Vasily Lomachenko. Who the fuck does Caleb Plant have before fighting Canelo? There's nobody. There is no Richard Comey on Caleb Plant's resume to say that he's ready for a Canelo, man. So that's our point. Yeah, nigga, if he's a champion, he should fight all comers.
Yes, he
Absolutely. Should. I say that all the fucking time. Once you get a belt, motherfucker, you gotta fight everybody, nigga. Right? Other champions and top contenders. Hell, nigga, that's what I got on Tank Davis for when that nigga was holding titles at 130 and the motherfucker didn't want to fight Vasily Lomachenko. That's what I got on Tank fat ass for, nigga. But at the same time, right? If you don't have the experience, you need to look at what your next opponent should be like. Climb up the ladder, nigga. It's okay to go for Canelo, right? I have no problem with that. What I have a problem with is him ignoring the fact that he doesn't have big fight experience, that he doesn't have any adversity that he could lean back on and say, yeah, nigga, I was hurt in that fight, or this nigga's style right here was fucking with me, but I overcame that shit, B. The closest we got to say that about Caleb Plant is fucking Jose Uzcategui.
And what year was that?
Right. I'll do you one better. When the fuck did Jose Uzcategui look good after that? He lost to Lionel Thompson.
That nigga was damn near my age.
Lionel Thompson was 100% 50 years old when he stepped in the ring with Jose Uzcategui. Let me tell you niggas something, dog. We over here clowning the shit out of Lionel Thompson and didn't even realize that that nigga is a fighter of one of our affiliates. Shout out to my man Rick Muhammad and Brawler Sports Media and Management, dog. We didn't realize that Lionel Thompson was signed to Brawler Sports Media and Management, dog. And that's one of our affiliates. And we clowning the fuck out this nigga, man. We had to go back and be like, oh shit, hey, my bad, fam. We didn't know that nigga was one of your fighters. Right? Jose Uzcategui lost to him. Bo, I think I lost you, man. You went silent for a second.
Oh, damn, my bad. Hello?
There you go. Yeah,
I'm here. Yeah, no, and Rick like, oh, no, y'all know, man, it's all good, man. I know how y'all get down, man. You know how we do. That's Rick.
So, yeah, that's the situation, man. We clowning the shit out this nigga. Jose Uzcategui lost to him, right?
Right.
So, that fight with Caleb Plant, we can't say, hey, man, yeah, Caleb Plant did go through some adversity, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Jose Uzcategui, nigga. No! He needs to fight David Benavidez. Hell, if that's too much for him, which I think it is, don't worry about him. Fight fucking Chris Eubank Jr. He'll go back to 168. He's been trying to get a fight. Chris Eubank Jr. has been trying to get a fight. It's not working for him at 160. Hell, the best wins that Chris Eubank Jr. has is at 168. Right?
That's actually a good fight.
Yeah, it's a good fight. Right? Shit, nigga, Anthony Durrell's getting ready to fight somebody. But when he wins that fight, look at Anthony Durrell. That's a former champion, right? On the technicality, but he's still a former champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's still a decent matchup for him. He's better than Caleb Truax. He knocks Caleb Truax out, something Caleb Plant couldn't do.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, Daniel Jacobs. I say look at Daniel Jacobs.
Daniel Jacobs, right. He's moved up to 168. That's an excellent matchup. David Lemieux. Hell, nigga, John Ryder.
Damn, that's full on that. Hold on, man.
Somebody.
That's fun.
Fuck, man.
You know the thing what makes that John Ryder intriguing is that motherfucker did beat Callum Smith. He just didn't get the decision.
Man, look. The reason why I stutter on John Ryder a little bit, because that nigga's last fight was atrocious, nigga. It was so bad we didn't even cover it.
No, we didn't. Hey, that's the one fight 2K wasn't even man. Nobody wrote on there. Oh, okay.
Man, don't worry about it, nigga. This nigga, it was a fight between two regular name niggas, John Ryder and Mike Guy. Two regular name ass niggas that had a regular fight. That's what that was. Terrible, nigga. I fell asleep on that fight, bro. That's why I didn't care that my staff didn't cover it. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I think John Ryder beats Caleb Truax. I do. And that's what you got to look at. Right? Second Ezra said prime Caleb Truax beats Caleb. That's fucked up, man. I wouldn't go that far a second, Ezra. That's fucked up, family. I don't think Caleb Plant is a great fighter. And let me say this, man, before we go into the next topic. When I had a channel, a throwaway channel that was, back in 2014, it was a small channel. I used to do all sports instead of just boxing. I made 2 distinct videos, right? I specifically said that 2 particular prospects at that time were probably going to develop and become world champion, right? One was Bryant Jennings. I completely missed the mark on that motherfucker. Right? And then I said Caleb Plant.
Right.
So I was 50% in that video, right?
But to your defense, you didn't know Brian Jennings was not eating meat. You know that nigga was a fucking vegetarian.
Yeah, I didn't know the nigga was vegan. Right. I didn't know that.
Was vegan. So to your defense, because I got to defend you on that one.
Right.
Nobody, because when I found out, I said, no wonder that nigga couldn't knock nobody out.
Why did this nigga hitting niggas with Tic Tacs, man? Nigga vegan. They got Tic Tacs on the end of his wrist, man. Just like Tim Bradley. Fucking Tic Tac fighters, man.
Right.
Man, start eating meat, niggas. I know y'all trying to look all swollen shit and have a 27-pack, nigga, but you gotta eat meat, nigga.
No shit.
That's where your power and strength gonna come from, man. But anyway, yeah, dog. But yeah, I was 50% on that video. This video was done in like 2013, 2014, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. So I seen Caleb Plant's skill like 7 years ago, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I knew Caleb Plant was going to be a world champion. So I'm not dogging his skill. He's a good fighter. He's just not good enough to even remotely give Canelo problems, man. I made a video on this channel recently, maybe a year ago. The fight with Erislandy Lara, right? I thought Lara won that fight, but it could have been close. I didn't think it was really, but whatever, man. I didn't fault niggas that thought the fight was close, right?
Right.
But the movement that Erislandy Lara displayed, that kind of movement gives Canelo fits. Not movement Caleb Plant displays. Not movement where a nigga gets caught on the ropes and can be hit with uppercuts and left hooks by Caleb Truax.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of movement. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Plant stops a lot, fellas. I don't think you guys understand what you're watching. Even against Finger Butt, nigga, he was up against the ropes and Finger Butt had success, man. Caleb Plant will move around the ring and let the ropes touch his back. And for some reason, that fucks up his cognitive function at that point. At that point, he tells himself, oh shit, I got to stop. And he does it frequently, fellas. And when he stops, he gets tagged. Happens a lot with him, right? You think Canelo Alvarez is not going to take advantage of that? You think Canelo Alvarez is going to stop moving forward because he's being hit by a tic-tac, nigga? A tic-tac jab? Caleb Plant ain't got no power. He also doesn't have that stinging power that Floyd Mayweather had that would keep niggas off of him.
That's a good point.
Caleb Plant don't have that. He got tic-tac shots, man. So you think that's going to stop Canelo Alvarez? Right? You think that a simple little dip to the left followed by an overhand right that Caleb Plant can't fucking see even going into the 12th round? The nigga was hit by it in round 2 and was still getting hit by it by round 9. You telling me if he can't dodge that, he's going to dodge a counterpunch from Canelo Alvarez? Fellas, he's not ready. He needs to get in the ring with one of those top contenders that we mentioned earlier, right? Hell, even Jamal Charlo, that might have been too much for him as well, but that's a good fight for him at 168. Any of these guys are better fights for him right now. He probably needs 2 fights, man, with top quality contenders, right? That are way better than Finger Butt, Truax, and fucking my accountant, right? Way better than them 3 before he starts barking up that Canelo Alvarez tree. As it stands today, January 31st, Canelo Alvarez stops Caleb Plant, man. Let's move into the next one. I want to talk a little bit about how, and this is going to be a rant. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
Oh, you know what, man? Damn, man. Hey, good shit, bro. I didn't even see that, man. We had a motherfucking donation. My bad, man. I'll be getting into shit, man. Shay Dub put $9.99 on it. Shout out to Shay Dub, man. Appreciate it. Hey, man, we be getting into this shit. And a nigga like me, I be forgetting shit, nigga, because I'm too busy ranting and raving. I love boxing, man. But I hate the fighters that make this shit up, man. I can't stand motherfuckers right now, man. You know? And that's why I tell you guys, man, it doesn't make any sense to be a fan of a boxer because they're just gonna let you down. Like Philly niggas do.
My man, dog.
They're just gonna let you down like Philly niggas do, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, the Money Rock.
Yeah.
He went down like one, didn't he?
That nigga was talking. Bro, come on, man. Yo, people in the chat, everybody that's watching right now, we got a bunch of people watching the show across 2 platforms. Man, y'all fucking know we be correct, man. Y'all know we be right. We've been shouting out this let him down Philly shit for the longest. And what happened on the undercard last night, right? That Damani Rock nigga was talking all that shit about that Michael Coffey nigga, right?
Man.
Talking, yeah, you know what I'm saying? When I get this nigga, it's lights out, nigga.
Right, yo. I like my coffee black, nigga. He was talking.
You know what I'm saying? What you want is, nigga, you can't see me, nigga. Nigga, I'm Philly, nigga. Philly, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Philly tough, nigga. Nigga, I beat up anything, nigga. I beat up a cockroach, nigga, if that nigga in my motherfucking way, nigga. You know what I'm saying? This nigga gonna go out there and get knocked the fuck out. It was beautiful, too. Beautiful, right?
First round.
Knocked the chin off that nigga, bro.
In the first round.
In the first round. Knock the chin off that nigga. Let him down, Philly. That's all they do, bros. Be talking that shit out there in Philly, man. But then when they get in front of niggas, they get beat the fuck up. That's exactly it. It's Philly and Detroit niggas, man. Right now, heading Philadelphia right now, we'll talk about him later, is Stephen Fulton.
Yes, sir.
Y'all hanging y'all hat on Stephen Fulton right now. That nigga went out there and showed Angelo Leo, hey, nigga, I could beat you the way I fight and I can beat you at your own style.
Sure did.
And took his WBO belt, right? So that nigga right there, that's who y'all hanging y'all hat on right now. Detroit niggas, I mean, y'all let's just say Michigan, because you ain't got nobody right now. Y'all Sugar Hill, nigga, but he a trainer. That's all y'all got.
Detroit niggas is hanging their head on a nigga that's not even from that area. That Uzbekistan nigga.
Fuck that. They're hanging their hat on Clarissa Shields, nigga.
No, come on, hold on now. Wait a minute. Now you going too far.
Yeah, nigga. Nah, man, look, it doesn't matter. He said Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis is a good fighter, but he's not a world champion. I'm talking about world champions right now, brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, I was just finna say to Shay Dub, man, you know, what's up with that penny? What's up with that penny, dog? The penny is tough. You know, I don't understand. But you know what, man? Here's the thing, though. And you're so right about when you look at this. I just want to say one more thing about Caleb Plant. Guys, you got to understand something, right? When you look at that division and you look at the performances, how you gauge how a fighter is ready is his performances based off of the C and the D and even the B- level fighters, right? Caleb Truax is not a guy you should be going the distance with. I'm sorry. He's just not that. If you talking about Canelo Alvarez, he's not that guy you should be going the distance with.
No,
especially when I can look at that division. I can name 5 dudes that's probably not champions that would knock that nigga out.
What's that? Anthony Durrell's one of them.
Yeah, right. Hell yeah. I think he's done it before and do it again.
Right.
Okay.
I think it was that's who it was. He beat was Anthony Durrell beat him. That's
right.
Who it
Okay.
Was. I know it's Badu Jack or some nigga that nobody cares about right now. I think it was Anthony Durrell. That's
Anthony
what it was.
Durrell knocked him out and he probably do it again.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? But I mean, Caleb Plant didn't even knock him down.
Yep.
Didn't even knock him down. Now he said I hurt my hand in the middle rounds. Well, the middle rounds in the 12-round fight is the 6. So you had 1 through 5.
Yeah, he said it was like 3/4 of the fight. I think it was like round 4 or 5. That's half the fight, nigga.
Okay, half the fight. Yeah, you
right.
Half
that when he said that, I was like, nigga, that's half the fight.
Right.
That's the first quarter, nigga. What you talking about? But anyway, hey, I digress. We got to move on, Bo. We got a lot of time out here, man, that we on this shit, man. But the next topic, man, it's really about how I believe that Ryan Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao, right? And y'all know about that shit at this point in time. This stupid ass exhibition. We could talk mad shit about it, and then we can talk about what these other fighters, the example it's setting for these other young ass fighters that we mentioned earlier, right? Manny Pacquiao versus Ryan Garcia, I fucking hate it. I don't like the fight. I can't stand it. Nigga, I gagged when I had to edit the article for it. You know what I'm saying? Nigga gagged and threw up a little bit of his lunch, nigga. You know what I'm saying? When I had to edit the fucking article for it, right? But at the same time, it sends a message to niggas like Devin Haney, right? Tank Davis, right? Hell, even Terence Crawford. Niggas gonna be like, huh? Terence Crawford? Man, what the fuck you talking about? Right? You let a little nigga that really looks like, what the fuck is that dude's name, nigga? Not Enrique Iglesias, man. What's the other guy, man? This nigga look like I can't think of the goddamn actor's name, bro. I can't think of his name, man. But a little pretty boy motherfucker, right? That's not even 25 years old. Y'all let this little motherfucker come in with just a social media following, right? And basically say belts don't matter. So much so that not only is he in talks and probably going to fight Manny Pacquiao in an exhibition. Let me tell you guys something, man. They threw this shit under your nose and laughed at you. They said, yeah, you know, this ain't no situation where Roberto Duran moves up to welterweight from 135 and fights Sugar Ray Leonard. Nah, fellas. Nope. It's an exhibition.
Yep.
Right? Roberto Duran moved from 135, where Ryan Garcia is at right now, to 147 to fight Sugar Ray Leonard, where Manny Pacquiao is at right now. This could have been one of those situations where he moved up and fought for Manny Pacquiao's WBA super title. They said, nope, this is an exhibition. So much so that we've even allowed the WBA to put Manny Pacquiao as a champion in recess because his belt's not on the line. They made him a champion in recess and gave his belt to Yordenis Ugas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're laughing at us, people. They're laughing at boxing fans. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Nate Robinson, DSL, and other nigga I don't even know. There's some Arab motherfucker that works at 7-Eleven, right? All these niggas came into boxing and made stacks.
Yeah, they did.
And now they have actual boxers about to get involved in the same circus, man. This is a farce. You got two active fighters. One's an interim champion in his division. The other one is a champion, a world champion. Why are they not fighting for the belt? Why isn't Ryan Garcia not moving to 147 to fight for that belt? Instead, they're telling you straight out 100% while laughing at you and pointing at you, nigga, and saying this is a money fight. We don't care about the fans. This is all about money. Look at Ryan Garcia's social media following. Fuck belt. He can get a Manny Pacquiao exhibition because he's so known on Instagram. Yep. He's so known on Instagram, he has a fucking sponsorship by Gatorade now.
Yep.
They literally LeBron James'd Ryan Garcia. They LeBron James this nigga. Like what Nike did for LeBron. Before this nigga even stepped foot on a professional basketball court, they gave this nigga a Nike contract. Well, it's not necessarily the same here. Ryan Garcia has stepped into a ring. However, right, before this nigga proves himself, he has one good fight on his resume. Luke Campbell was knocked down in that fight. You know what I'm saying? He got up to knock him out. He actually weathered the storm, went through adversity, something Caleb Plant has never done. But I'll digress. Right. Ryan Garcia has gone through more adversity than Caleb Plant. Let that sink in, fellas, when y'all are thinking Caleb Plant is ready for Canelo Alvarez. But I'll digress. He has one fight where he went through adversity, weathered the storm, and got the knockout. But that's just one fight. You're telling me that means he should get a Gatorade sponsorship and an exhibition with Manny Pacquiao for all the money in the world? Hell, Anthony Joshua ain't even getting exhibitions with nobody for money. Canelo's not even, fuck Anthony Joshua, Canelo's not even getting exhibitions. I don't even know if Canelo even cares about that. Maybe Canelo's like, nigga, I'm trying to refine my legacy. Who knows, right? I don't know if Canelo even cares about that. As much as Canelo is picking his fights, at least he's staying within the confounds of building a legacy, right?
Correct.
Ryan Garcia is not even in the confounds of building his legacy.
No, he is not.
He's in the confounds of building his bank account, man.
And then dipping.
And then leaving at the age of 26. His words, not ours. Right? So this is an absolute money grab, and he's laughing at all of us. That's the negative part of it. The positive is niggas like Devin Haney, Tank Davis, Terence Crawford, right? Y'all got to fight the best. And y'all going to be like, 2K, man, what the fuck you talking about, man? What that got to do with them niggas having to fight the best? Because they let a little nigga with just a social media following become a bigger name than them. He's a bigger name.
Yes, he is.
It doesn't matter what you guys think of Ryan Garcia. He's a bigger name. The reason is because he has a bigger push. I don't care what you guys say about Oscar De La Hoya, man. Hell, I clown him too, man. He's a coke sniffing faggot, right?
Damn.
But at the end of the day, and if you get mad about that, nigga, you a beta male. Get out my chat.
For real talk. Now, that's real talk. I agree 100% with that.
Fuck out of here. That's what he is, right? But that motherfucker can build a nigga, bruh. Just look at what he did for Canelo's career.
Oh, man.
He has effectively had Canelo, and understand, Canelo's fights were handpicked. Handpicked. From Ryan Rhodes all the way to when they fought Cotto, Gennady Golovkin, right? Floyd Mayweather, Errol Lara were probably the best fights at which he fought them at their best, in my opinion. Austin Trout, too, I give him that, right? Yeah. Austin Trout was never really a top-level fighter, right? But I'll give him that.
Miguel Cotto, who Canelo was going to fight.
Say that again?
He had just beat Miguel Cotto, who Canelo was going to fight, and that's why he wound up fighting Trout.
Right, and I actually kind of take that back from Miguel Cotto. I said Miguel Cotto was at a top level when Canelo fought. I take that back. No, he wasn't.
No,
Because Miguel Cotto went on to lose to fucking Saddam Ali after that. And plus, Miguel Cotto had bounced around and saw an opportunity to get a title from a nigga in a wheelchair and Sergio Martinez. So, he wasn't at his best. I take that back, right? So really, Floyd Mayweather, Errol Lara, Austin Trout, and Gennady Golovkin, right? Those fights right there are probably the top quality fights that Canelo Alvarez has. I don't rate Callum Smith as a high-level fighter, never have. He is a top-level contender, 100%. He was a decent champion / top-level contender. I don't rate his skills as an A-level fighter or even a B+, right?
Right.
Daniel Jacobs, I definitely don't rate him as a B+ level fighter or even a solid B. He's a B- level fighter to me, always has been. So those guys, I don't rate them very high. Austin Trout, I'm mentioning him, but the win over Miguel Cotto was a good win for him. When Canelo fought him, I'll put him at a solid B, right? So I'll mention his name. But those are the only really top quality fights that Canelo has had, right? In which he had won or a loss, right? So I don't think Canelo is really looking at it like, I'm trying to refine my legacy, or I'm trying to do this and that. At the end of the day, Oscar De La Hoya, the way that he built Canelo's legacy, bro, knowing that in like 40-something fights, he really only has 4 top brass names, if you want to call it 4. And he has turned him into a guy that can't lose a decision. Right?
Very true.
He can't lose a decision. If you go to the cards against Canelo, you might lose. Ask Floyd Mayweather.
Man.
You could dominate Canelo 10 out of 12 rounds and still get a draw on a scorecard. That is what Oscar De La Hoya has built Canelo Alvarez into. Now he's built a kid whom, really, in my opinion, is at the lower level of the contendership, right? I don't think he beats Tank Davis. I don't think he beats Devin Haney. I don't think he beats Teofimo Lopez, right? I don't think he beats Vasily Lomachenko. He doesn't beat any of those guys. But his name is bigger because of what Oscar De La Hoya and management has done for him. It's not working for you, Devin Haney. It's not working for you, fucking Tank Davis. And right now, Terrence, it ain't fucking working for you, bro.
Shit.
If y'all want Everybody, listen, all these fighters today are looking for what Ryan Garcia is able to do at this moment in time right now.
That's very true.
And they can't get there or haven't been able to get there doing what they're doing today, which is not fighting the best fighters in their division. They can't get there, right? Social media following, y'all niggas is trying y'all's hardest. Hell, even Terence Crawford, a guy that was never a social media guy, that nigga's all over Twitter now. He's trying his hardest. It's not working. Right?
Right.
Tank Davis is trying his hardest, nigga. This nigga's even renting jewelry, nigga, and renting cars and shit, trying to make it seem like he's somewhat of a Floyd Mayweather type of nigga.
Yeah. Nigga got a fur coat on walking around Vegas. Man, sit your ass
down, nigga, and take that fur coat back to the store, nigga, by Friday or else. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you gonna get a late charge, nigga.
And nigga got a fur coat on in Vegas, dog. That shit.
Yeah. Nigga, take that shit back to the store by Friday, nigga, before you get a late charge, motherfucker. Right? You got Devin Haney doing this whack-ass version. I mean, this nigga is basically making himself look stupid on social media, doing a June bug dance or some dumb shit he was doing. The nigga looked stupid as fuck. He was standing on his car doing it. Then he was standing in the house with a monkey onto the side. I like the monkey, though. That shit was dope. But he had a monkey on the ground that was in the shot with him. And he's doing this dance, trying to get people to like him. It's not working. Then there's the situation in boxing, where this is really the situation in life, Bo. When you're a black man, you got to do more. Plain and simple.
Can you say that? Can you repeat that one more time? I think there's some people that didn't hear that.
When you're a black man in anything that you do, you got to do more. You got to do 10 times better than your counterparts, right? That's just what you got to do. Look at Jamal Charlo and Demetrius Andrade. They've been killing for a goddamn Canelo fight, but guess who's about to get it? Caleb Plant. Billy Joe Saunders.
Yep.
Those are the two top guys in talks after Avni Yildirim, right, which is a mandatory. Those two guys are in talks. Not Jamal Charlo or Demetrius Andrade. No. Not two guys that have been chasing Canelo. One of them has been chasing Canelo for 8 years across 2 divisions. No, not those guys. You got Billy Joe Saunders, who really hasn't fought anybody other than David Lemieux and Willie Monroe Jr. and Chris Eubank Jr., right? That's the only guys he's ever fought. And then Caleb Plant, who's only fought 2 ass niggas. That's it. True ass and finger butt. That's it. Right? When Demetrius Andrade should have got a shot at Canelo, he gave it to Rocky Fielding, a guy that only beat a nigga named Tyrone Zooge. He's not even a nigga, he white.
Sure did.
Right? So these guys are getting the shots. Now, it's not me saying that Canelo and Golden Boy in the past and then Canelo now in Matchroom because he's got a little side deal with Matchroom. It's not me saying, oh, they're only targeting these guys because they're white. No, what I'm saying is, as a black man, those are good examples right there to where you got to do much more. And you got to position yourself, right? You got to go through much more of a gauntlet to position yourself, right? To get the opportunities you feel you deserve as a black man. That's in life, nigga. Hell, that's in my primary fucking job, nigga.
Shit.
I'm an engineer by day. But I talk to you guys like this. Understand, I talk like this in the office. I just don't say nigga in the office. But I say shit, damn, fuck, all sorts of shit in the office, right? I lead multiple projects where I work at. And I say shit, damn, fuck as well when I'm on the phone with a client. But the reason why I got to that point is because I knew early on, nigga, before I could get there, I had to do 10 times better than my fucking counterparts. That's how I got myself out of poverty, nigga. Besides, you know what I'm saying? We was doing what we did in the past, right? Hey, nigga, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Allegedly.
Right? Yeah, allegedly. Right? But I got my family out of poverty, nigga. Why? Because I did what I had to do, and I knew I had to do 10 times better than my counterparts. Plain and simple. And if you got to take risks, which is what we allegedly used to do, taking risks, right, to get to where we need to be, then that's what the fuck you got to do, nigga. So if I'm Jamal Charlo, fuck it, nigga, I'm fighting Demetrius Andrade. If I'm Demetrius Andrade, fuck it, I'm fighting Jamal Charlo. Hell, I hate the fact that those two niggas got to fight each other just to get somewhere that Rocky Fielding was able to get to, right? Without fighting anybody. That Caleb Plant is inevitably going to get to by not fighting David Benavidez when he should have, right?
Yep.
By Billy Joe Saunders is going to be able to get to by fighting guys like Artur Akavov, who coincidentally was another mandatory that Demetrius Andrade had. But I digress, right? Willie Monroe Jr. and shit, right?
Yeah.
Ducking the shit out of Triple G until he saw that Canelo
Yes.
until he saw that Canelo put a blueprint out there, and then he started talking shit to Triple G after that.
I see holding
ducking hard, right? Ducking hard as hell, right? But he gets the opportunity. So you niggas need to fight. Tank, Devin. Now, if it's only about money and you getting your little million, hey, whatever, man. Get your little million, dog, right? But understand that Ryan Garcia, who doesn't have to fight anybody, is probably going to get 20 million. Understand that. Understand that, fellas. Ryan Garcia will walk out of the sport a $20 million man. Probably in one fight. I think he gets 10 million or so with this Manny Pacquiao exhibition. And he's not even done. He's not even done, Bo. No. He said he retires at 26. He's got like 4 years left. So, Tank, while you're fighting Yuriorkis Gamboa, Miguel Nunez, I know that ain't his name, nigga, but fuck it. That's the dude from Joanna Man, but fuck it. That's his name today. You know what I'm saying? Miguel Nunez, right? Fuck it. Liam Walsh, right? Devin, while you're fighting Raphael, I don't even know these niggas' names he's fought.
Leftovers, yeah.
Yeah, Mason Menard and Yuriorkis Gamboa. While you're fighting those guys and you're happy doing the June bug on the top of your fucking car, right? With your one little million. Your dad out here stunting on niggas talking about he a boss, but he really has to check in with Eddie Hearn, right? While y'all niggas is happy about that, understand Ryan Garcia, who's done much less. Actually, I take that back. Ryan Garcia has not done less than Devin Haney, and that's what's so bad about it.
Oh, you took my point. Yeah.
That's what's so bad about this, man. Ryan Garcia has not done less than Devin Haney. However, Ryan Garcia's accomplishments are less than Devin Haney's, right?
Right.
Devin Haney's
only because the nigga's a champion.
Right. Devin Haney's a WBC champion, whether you say it was emailed to him or not, right? He's still a WBC champion. Ryan Garcia is an interim champion, right? So Devin Haney has one accomplishment better than Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia's resume is actually better than Devin Haney's only by one fight, and that's Luke Campbell. That's what's fucked up about it, right? But Tank Davis fighting Santa Cruz, right? That right there is better, in my opinion, than Luke Campbell. Even though he had to move down in weight, and Santa Cruz is really a 126-pounder fighting at 130, that was still a better fight than Luke Campbell and Ryan Garcia. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So Tank has a slightly better resume than Ryan Garcia. He's got Santa Cruz and he's got Jose Pedraza, right? But he's also a 2-division champion. So Ryan Garcia has done less than Tank Davis, but his name is way bigger. Hell, Devin Haney is chasing his mandatory, much like Demetrius Andrade when he was the WBO 154 pounds champion was doing for Canelo when Canelo was his number one contender. He was chasing Canelo. Devin Haney is now chasing Ryan Garcia. This is sad.
So much so that when Eddie Hearn tried to chime in, he told that nigga, go cry me a river. He told Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia says, shut up, bitch, and take your straight back ass over there, nigga.
Right, hell yeah. Nigga, I'm the people's champion. Now go cry me a river.
When the fuck did people's champion matter? Nobody cares about that. When the fuck did any of you fans ever say, yeah, these niggas got the belts, but this nigga right here is the people's champion?
No shit, dog. That nigga took a wrestling phrase and made that shit hot.
Right. Wasn't that The Rock?
Yeah. That nigga said, I'm the people's champion, bitch. Now go cry me a river with your punk ass.
Right. That shit is crazy, man. So he's over there saying he's the people's champion, but the problem is he's backing it up.
Yeah, he is.
He's getting a multi-million-dollar exhibition with one of the greatest fighters to ever do it in this era, right?
Man.
And then he just got a sponsorship with one of the top billion-dollar conglomerates, nigga.
That crowned him a champion.
They said he was a champion. They say some shit like, did Ryan Garcia makes dreams come true from amateur to champion? I said, hold on, nigga, to champion? There ain't no champion. But you can't even argue with the shit because he's getting ducats.
No, you can't. 2K. And here's the thing about the exhibition that kills me. It doesn't hurt Ryan Garcia's record.
No, it doesn't.
Because it's an exhibition. He can win or lose. It doesn't hurt this nigga. So he can literally lose, come back, have an unbeaten fucking record, and fight somebody.
That shit bad, bro. That shit bad, bro.
Y'all niggas not understand that.
That shit bad, bro.
Understand the depth. Manny Pacquiao basically said to all these niggas, including Errol Spence, nah, man, fuck all y'all. Take this bitch. Conor McGregor got knocked out, so my fallback plan is Ryan Garcia, the little nigga. That's the fallback plan. Think about that. That's what he said.
That's what he said, bro. That's what he said. And it's not even really a sanctioned boxing match. Yeah, we're both active fighters, but it's not even really a boxing match. It's an exhibition.
No.
We're just going to play around for money.
No. If you just look at what Manny Pacquiao did, he comes back, he beat Lucas Matisse for the regular title, right? Then beat Keith Thurman for the full title. And y'all can say what y'all want to say. Manny Pacquiao knew what he was doing when he fought Keith Thurman, all right? This wasn't that Keith Thurman that was chasing Floyd Mayweather. I got it all ready to go. No, this is the pussy whooped, this is the pussy whooped.
Bro, Manny Pacquiao. This is equivalent to LeBron James not showing up to the NBA Finals, but instead going to play in a pickup game at the Rucker Park because they said they would pay him more money than his contract in the NBA.
Shit.
This nigga, nah, man, fuck the NBA, nigga. I'm about to go play at the Rucker Park real quick, nigga. These niggas gonna pay me way more money than my contract. Yeah, my contract like $360 million. Rucker Park said they're gonna pay me $361 million.
Exactly.
This is some raw ass shit, bro. And Ryan Garcia is laughing at these niggas saying belts don't matter. Understand, Ryan Garcia, it will be a situation where he chooses to fight. He's the man. I hate to say it. He's the man. I fucking hate it, bro. I don't want to say this. He's the man.
All the niggas with belts in his division.
It's not Teofimo Lopez. It's Ryan Garcia. He's the man. He's the man. Ryan Garcia, understand, fellas, he no longer has to fight any of these guys.
Nope.
It will be a situation where those guys will be looking to fight him. If he's looking to fight them, understand it's 100% by choice.
Exactly.
It's because Ryan said, you know what? Fuck it, man. I'll go back to real boxing, nigga. I'll fight these niggas. Fuck it.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Tank, they gotta actually stay in the confounds of boxing because ain't nobody gonna take no exhibition from them niggas. No, sir.
No, sir.
They gotta stay within the confounds of boxing. Manny Pacquiao be like, I ain't fighting no exhibition with them three niggas. They ain't got no big name. Fuck them. Ryan Garcia does, though.
Yep. That's exactly what he said, dog. That's exactly what he said. Think about that for a minute. His fallback plan from Conor McGregor was Ryan Garcia. And he's so confident in it, he's giving my man, the Cuban Ugis, a gift. Here you go, man. Merry Christmas. Happy birthday. Whatever the fuck. Happy New Year. Whatever the fuck, nigga.
My man Jay West said Ryan Garcia is the man because the goofy clowns in his division made him the man by chasing his ass. Let me tell you something, man. They weren't even chasing him, bro. Tank Davis was chilling. And then Ryan Garcia called him out.
Sure did.
Tank Davis wasn't chasing no fucking Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney wasn't chasing him either. Devin Haney was talking shit to him. Let me tell you something, dog. Let me go back to Tank. Floyd Mayweather even intervened and said, man, shut the fuck up with this Tank talk, nigga. Go fight Rolly, nigga.
Sure did.
He told Ryan Garcia, basically swiped him off, nigga, right? kicked that nigga to the back of the bus on some Rosa Parks shit and said, "Hey, nigga, go fight Rolly."
Even leaked the tape of these niggas sparring.
Yeah.
Even he went like them niggas went low, dog.
Yeah. Nigga, go fight Rolly, nigga. You know, Rosa Parks and sit at the back of the bus, but the white man tried to kick her back there. You feel what I'm saying?
Fight
Right?
Rolly.
Fight Rolly, nigga. Yeah. Devin was entertaining Ryan Garcia because he entertains everybody. He talks shit to everybody. The nigga was talking shit to Gary Russell Jr., a nigga that's 2 weight classes below him. So they weren't chasing this nigga. Ryan was actually trying to acclimate himself in the division and try to convince these motherfuckers that he's a big name. That's really what the hell that nigga was doing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And at the end of the day, without them even chasing him, De La Hoya still was able to build him into the guy that he is today to get an exhibition with one of the top fighters, one of the biggest names in this fucking era, man.
Right.
That's De La Hoya that made him who he is, man. Just like it was De La Hoya that made Canelo who he is, man. If Canelo was signed to Top Rank, understand he wouldn't be as big as who he is today. That's facts, nigga. I'll put my money on that. He would not be as big as who he is today. How can I say that? Because a guy like Terence Crawford, hell, even a non-black guy like Vasyl Lomachenko couldn't even get to that level. The niggas gonna be like, well, Terence Crawford's black. He just said he got to do 10 million things better, you know, or he got to do way better than his counterparts. You're right. Vasyl Lomachenko then. There you go.
Well, shit, I'll give you another one. Mikey Garcia blew up bigger after leaving Top Rank.
Absolutely. Oscar De La Hoya blew up bigger after leaving Top Rank. Oscar De La Hoya started doing his own shit. They made the biggest fight in boxing at that time, which was against Floyd Mayweather. Yep. He promoted the shit 100%. It wasn't Top Rank that did that for him. You know what I'm saying, man? Oscar De La Hoya, while this nigga wear fishnet stockings and take it in the ass, that motherfucker's been the dopest businessman in boxing for a while, man.
Oh, yeah, he has, man.
You know, Al Heyman taking over, you know, is going ahead of him. I think that, you know, the top one is Top Rank, 100%. They just build niggas and dump them off. Yeah, nigga, we build world champions and dump them off. Hell, Todd DeBuff even said that. Todd DeBuff is Bob Arum's left-hand man. You know what I'm saying? He even admitted that. Yeah, we build champions and dump them niggas off, right? But Top Rank builds a lot of fucking champions, right? Oscar De La Hoya would have came second if it wasn't for Al Heyman taking all the niggas fighters.
Right.
Right? Niggas straight robbed that nigga at the red light. You see what I'm saying?
Him and Richard Schaefer.
Yeah, him and Richard Schaefer robbed the shit out this nigga, man. Right?
While he was in rehab.
Exactly. Exactly, bro. Right. So if that doesn't happen, Oscar De La Hoya is number 2. But Oscar De La Hoya is better at turning guys into untouchable champions like Canelo Alvarez than Top Rank is in this era. You see?
Yeah.
So Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya is the reason why Ryan Garcia is the nigga he is today. So these other motherfuckers, man, they got to fight. Terence, hey, man, take that 60-40, man. Fight Errol Spence. And this is going to lead into the next topic. Because with Manny Pacquiao giving your Dennis Ugas that WBA super title, you're absolutely becoming irrelevant now, man. He was irrelevant at first, right, Bo? Like, he beat Jeff Horn for the WBO title, then fought Jose Benavidez.
Yep.
Right? And really, niggas is like, damn, man, they freezing Terence Crawford out. That's fucked up what PBC's doing. Right? And guys like me were on Terence Crawford's side. Like, man, this is fucked up, man. Look at the last broadcast, man. The PBC didn't even mention the WBO champion. They just said that they 3 champions were the belts that they were holding. That's fucked up, man.
Yep. Even had Pacquiao, who was a regular champion at that time, up there. Yeah. I remember that shit.
Listen to that nigga. Right.
Look at that nigga.
You know, that's some fucked up shit how they freezing them out, man. Right? That was what we were saying back then. But then when we realized and we saw that PBC was willing to let some of their top fighters go fight him, right? Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, your Dennis Ugas. Those 3, PBC was willing to allow Terence Crawford to fight them, but instead Terence Crawford decided to fight fucking Kell Brook, right? which was no surprise because they had been trying to fight Kell Brook for 2 years before he actually fought him.
That's true.
So that told you right there that they just completely ignored those bigger challenges because they wanted Kell Brook. They've been wanted that guy. When I saw that, I was like, Terence Crawford is doing this to himself. When he made a social media post, right? When they were around the times they were saying, hey, man, you need to fight Sean Porter. And he said that shit, oh, he's my friend. That was one thing. But then he made a social media post saying, I don't need Errol Spence. He needs me. I'm already in the Hall of Fame. He actually said it again recently.
He sure did.
But back then, this was like 2019. The nigga said, I don't need Errol Spence. Errol Spence needs me. I'm already in the Hall of Fame. I said, Terence Crawford is doing this to himself.
Mm-hmm.
When guys were actually backing him saying, hey, man, they're freezing you out. It's fucked up. I'm with you 100%, man. They pulling this other side of the street shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You top ranked, they PBC. That's some fucked up shit, man. You on the outside looking in. They shouldn't do that to you, dog, because you're a champion in the division. When he came back live on his own interview and said, there's no such thing as an other side of the street. If the fighters want to make the fights happen, they will happen. And basically overrode what his people and fans who were backing him, the premise at which they were backing him on, he overrode that. I said, Terence Crawford is doing this to himself.
Yep.
So now he's basically saying, this is the topic. He's saying that when boxing is all said and done, that fans will remember that Errol Spence ducked Terence Crawford. Woo! Now let me tell you something, bro. I'm not even. Y'all know I'm not a fan of no fighter, man. And that's why I go in on every single fighter that needs to be going in on, right? Y'all know this. I'm a fan of boxing. But when it comes to this Terence Crawford, Errol Spence debacle, bro, it makes it seem like I am a Errol Spence fan because of all the logics and facts that support my opinion as to why Terence Crawford is the B-side in this situation, is a guy in which he needs to basically be grateful that Errol Spence is even considering this nigga. Now, I believe Errol Spence needs to consider him 100%. I believe Errol Spence needs to fight him 100% because he's a champion. I believe in one champions in every division. I want undisputed in all 17 divisions.
Exactly.
That's what I want.
Right.
And if that nigga's got a belt, you got to beat him, right? However, as I mentioned before, right, Terence Crawford's resume at 147 is what is scrutinized at the negotiation table. Not what he did at 135, not what he did at 140. What he has done at 147. That is what is scrutinized when they get to a negotiation table with Errol Spence to talk about a 147-pound unification, man. What he did at 135 and 140 goes into it a little bit. It takes a fraction of what they decide they want to offer when it comes to the purse split. But it is not 100% the primary accolade or accolades in which they look towards to say, damn, that's how we determine the purse. No, the primary accolade in which they look at that determines the purse is the pay-per-view numbers. And quite frankly, Terence Crawford's 90K to 150K for Victor Postal and fucking Amir Khan doesn't quite add up to Errol Spence's, what, 350K?
I think his worst one, 225.
Yeah, his worst is 225. Doesn't even add up to his worst, which was just recent, right?
Combined.
Yeah. Doesn't even add up to his fucking worst. Combined, exactly, bro. So he loses big time. And the primary aspect and what they look at when it comes to purse splits, man. Yep. He loses big time. Okay? So them saying 60-40, I told you I'm an advocate of 70-30. Them saying 60-40 is a blessing for Terence Crawford.
It sure was.
All right? Now here's the situation. I seem to, whenever 2030 comes up, the year 2030 or 2035 or 2040 comes up, and Errol Spence and Terence Crawford are afterthoughts, right? They've already retired, done everything they need to do in boxing and retired. And let's just say, hypothetically, they never fought. I will be telling my children and grandchildren that the reason why that fight didn't happen is because Terence Crawford overvalued himself. He overvalued himself. That's why. And I will explain to them exactly what I'm explaining to you now about how they scrutinize the very top #1 aspect of how they do purse splits, man. Pay-per-view buys. How many asses are you going to put in the seats?
Exactly.
And Terence Crawford does not win in that category. It's a landslide win for Errol Spence, man. Then you look at resume. Terence Crawford has not fought anybody on the caliber of even a Sean Porter, let alone a Danny Garcia. His best win at 147. Man, who would you pick, bro?
Who? Terence Crawford's best win?
Yeah, Terence Crawford at 147.
I have to go with Jeff Horn only because he was the champion.
Damn, that's bad, bro.
Yeah.
That's bad. That's because Kell Brook was washed up and Amir Khan was washed up and had never really done nothing at 147 to begin with.
Right. And Jose Benavidez was a filling. He was like a filling in your teeth.
Right. I'm going to say Jose Benavidez because Jeff Horn is trash. I mean, like, the best win is Jeff Horn. You're right. Because he beat Manny Pacquiao. Fuck it.
Yeah, he was a champ. I mean, that's by default.
It's Jeff Horn. He beat Manny Pacquiao. You're right. Skill-wise, I think it's Jose Benavidez. But accolade-wise, Jeff Horn. You're right. Jeff Horn doesn't hold a candle to Danny Garcia. Let alone Sean Porter. We ain't even going to mention Sean Porter. So his best win isn't even as good as Errol Spence's second best win on his resume at 147. So he loses big time in that one. That's probably the second aspect they look at when it comes to purse splits. So he's just losing on all fronts, man. So what I'm going to remember is that Terence Crawford overvalued himself and that he also stated that he was already in the Hall of Fame and didn't need Errol Spence. That's what I'm going to remember. When you say that, that means you got one foot out the door. Right? And it's okay. Spence very well might be ducking Terence Crawford. Right? Terence Crawford's statement might very well resonate with a lot of boxing fans. It might. But boxing fans that know what's really going on, and they look at Errol Spence coming back after a fucking car accident to fight somebody like Danny Garcia in his very first fight back, a near-death experience, right? Meanwhile, Terence Crawford is fighting a washed-up champion in Kell Brook, somebody that Errol Spence had already beaten, and in the process broke his fucking orbital bone, right? He's fighting Amir Khan. He's giving Amir Khan $7 million, but can't entertain the same amount of money for Keith Thurman. Right?
Or Sean Porter.
Right? Amir Khan, people, gave him $7 million, but said Keith Thurman asking for $10 million is too much. It's actually not too much because Keith Thurman's a former unified champion at welterweight. At welterweight, again, there's that requirement. What have you done at welterweight? Amir Khan beat Samuel Vargas at welterweight. That's what he did.
Never held a title.
Right. But Keith Thurman is a former unified champion at welterweight. So he actually deserves more than Amir Khan. I had no problem with that statement. If you give him 7, Keith Thurman does deserve 10. However, since you don't have 10 million to give him, you negotiate. They didn't even negotiate because they already had Kell Brook on their radar.
Sure did.
They didn't even negotiate. Your Dennis Ugas is a better fighter than Amir Khan was. The Amir Khan that you gave 7 million to, your Dennis Ugas knocks him out. Or beats the shit out of him over 12 rounds. And your Dennis Ugas is willing to fight for $500,000.
You said
he don't even want $1 million. He don't care. Your Dennis Ugas is happy as fuck to be an American, dog. Look at his Twitter feed, man. He just loves America. He's just happy to be here and not in Cuba, man.
Yeah, he does. He
Get
does.
that nigga $500K. He will fight Terence Crawford. He's probably gonna fight Errol Spence now for that same amount of money, right? And they didn't even entertain that. I don't even think they even mentioned it. Ugas was like, hell yeah, I'll fight Terence Crawford. They didn't even mention him.
Nope.
That's what I'm gonna remember in 2035, 2040, if these two motherfuckers don't fight, man. But what's your take, man?
I'm going to remember the fact that Terence Crawford said, because mind you, Errol Spence said 60-40. Then he said again, you know, Terence is just going to have to come to reality 60-40, 70-30 and just accept whatever we offer him. Crawford said, y'all said it was me. I'm on to the next one. This chapter's closed. That's what I'm going to remember. I'm going to remember how Crawford wasn't even willing to negotiate. He's like, oh, okay, well, y'all didn't give me what I want, then I'm out.
Right.
I'm not even going to fight you. He didn't say, well, man, no, hold on, bro. You know, 55-35, 55-45. Nope. He was like, oh, no, man, fuck it, then. You ain't 50-50, I'm out. That's what I'm going to remember. You know what else I'm going to remember? I'm going to remember how Terence Crawford is not understanding that, dog, Errol Spence right now, because like I said in my article, here's one caveat that everybody's missing. If Errol Spence fights Ugas and beats Ugas, outside the fact he has 3 belts now, Manny Pacquiao can always come back and say, all right, man, I'm ready to fight.
Yep.
I was champion in recess. You did the heavy lifting. Now I'm ready to fight.
Yep.
And if Manny Pacquiao come knocking, Crawford is definitely on the back burner.
Right.
Right? Oscar De La Hoya still to this day is talking, making a Canelo Alvarez and Errol Spence fight. It's Canelo Alvarez. Who gonna turn that down? Right?
Not me.
Then if the nigga want to, he can go to 154, where PBC runs 154, and fight somebody there. He could either fight Charlo or Charlo move up. He could fight for one of them belts. Fight somebody there and run that division. He has options. Crawford don't. And when you don't have options, you cannot walk around and tell me, hey, man, come on, man. You know I get bitches, man. You know I get fine bitches, man. I get fine bitches, nigga. Okay, well, nigga, who's the last fine bitch you fucked? Michelle. Okay, well, that was in high school. She's a 300-pound, 4'5" kid having bitch now.
Oh, let me put that in context.
No shit.
Him fucking Michelle when she was a bad bitch in high school. Now she's a fat 300-pound bitch. Is Julius Ndongo, nigga.
Yeah.
No Let me put that in fucking context.
That's so right.
Julius Ndongo was a unified champion in 6 months, right? He beat Adar Troyanovsky, who was undefeated IBF champion at the time, and he beat Ricky Burns. And both of those fights went to their countries, nigga, and beat them niggas and took their belts within 6 months. Oh, that nigga was hot. He was that fine bitch in high school, nigga. And that's when Terence Crawford got that ass. Look at him now, nigga. This nigga is on Oprah status, nigga. This nigga out here really looking like Whoopi Goldberg with no makeup on, nigga.
that nigga really living up to where he come from as a fighter.
Exactly. You wouldn't put your hands on that bitch, bro. That's who Ndongo is. You could be drunk on Molly's, nigga, acid, cocaine, everything, nigga. You still would be alert enough not to fuck with her. That's Ndongo.
Hey, 2K. See, this is why y'all shouldn't fuck with us, because we keep notes. We keep that check. When you try to catch, we gonna bounce it. Remember when Terence Crawford became undisputed? A lot of y'all was saying that's the weakest undisputed run I've ever seen.
Sure did.
I want to give him credit for that. That's a weak ass undisputed run.
Sure did. Yep.
Y'all did that to that nigga.
Y'all did that to him. Absolutely.
Y'all, what was it? Man, you know, man. Yeah, he undisputed, but his best fight is still Gamboa. Y'all did that to that nigga. Y'all dismissed that. So when you did it, you can't use it now.
Well, he was an undisputed champion. Wait a minute, nigga. Just like 6 or 4 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever the fuck he did it, you was over there saying that Julius Ndongo was a whack-ass opponent, and you didn't credit Terence Crawford for that undisputed status.
Exactly.
Now, when it comes to Errol Spence, now it matters.
Right. And hold on, I got more because I keep these receipts.
Keep them, dog. Hey, we trying to get refunds in this bitch, nigga. We trying to take this shit back.
I'm telling you, when Andre Ward was going after Gennady Golovkin, and we was talking about pound for pound. Oh man, Super 6 back in 2012. I'm talking about Super 6. That you can't give him credit for something he did a long time ago. That's what y'all said about Andre Ward. So much so, the nigga had to say, all right, man, fuck it, I'm going up to fight Kovalev then. Now what? That's what he had to do to get y'all back on him. Because y'all said he couldn't live off that past glory.
Which further proves our point in the last topic where these niggas need to fight. But I digress. Go ahead.
Need to fight and do more because Andre Ward had to fight Kovalev, the killer of the. He had to go up and fight the killer.
The funny thing about Andre Ward is he knew that he was going to retire, but he knew he had to do something big before he did that.
He sure did.
He fucking knew he was leaving the sport, man. He had shoulder surgery, multiple shoulder surgeries, had knee issues before he fought Kovalev the second time. He knew he was going to retire soon, but he had to do something big before he did. And that's what the fuck he did. Twice.
Yep. Exactly. But when it was Andre Ward, y'all was telling us how that Super 6 shit didn't matter. So it's the same damn thing. Hell, when it came to Floyd Mayweather is the perfect example of y'all telling me. This motherfucker just beat Manny Pacquiao, fought Andre Berton. Y'all niggas was mad. Say, man, he got to do more than that. He had just fought Manny Pacquiao.
Everybody, the problem was everybody was mad because Kell Brook was the IBF champion.
Yeah.
And Floyd held 3 belts and didn't seek to be undisputed.
Exactly.
I know that's what pissed me off. And I know when I said that back when I used to be in these Facebook groups every day, and when I put that out there, niggas was agreeing with me on that shit, right? Now, what happened, the WBO stripped him like an hour later or so. However, he still could have fought Kell Brook and beaten Kell Brook, man. Kell Brook was undefeated at the time. He could have easily beaten that guy, took his belt, would have just been another unified champion at welterweight, but instead fought Andre Berto. So, yeah, niggas was like, man, what the fuck are you doing?
So y'all know how y'all get. You can't.
By the way,
go ahead.
Before you get into it, by the way, the pay-per-view numbers even showed that. I think the nigga sold like $350K to fight Andre Berto. Pay-per-view numbers even showed that shit, that they didn't still say that Floyd did enough in fighting Manny Pacquiao the fight before. Wasn't enough. A fight before that, let alone doing shit 3 years prior.
Exactly. So you can't take what a motherfucker has done in the past and try to throw it on the table now when you're looking at Errol Spence. Well, he fought Danny Garcia. He fought Sean Porter. He beat Kell Brook, even though the Kell Brook he beat was nowhere near as diminished as the Kell Brook that motherfucking Terence Crawford beat.
Right.
Okay. So he beat Kell Brook. He has three decent pay motherfucking views. And then he beats Ugas and holds 3 of them belts. And
next.
And y'all and he still has the option of either moving up for Canelo, either going to 154, or Manny Pacquiao comes back. He's got them options. And y'all think that what this motherfucker did with an undisputed, you don't want to give him credit for, with being a lightweight champion, you don't want to give him credit for that run? And y'all think he can come to the table with that weak ass 147-pound resume of motherfucking Jose Benavidez, Amir Khan, and Kell Brook is enough to say 50-50? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Hey, no, if this shit works out the way it's working out for Earl, it's gonna be bad because there's one more thing too you have to all keep in mind. At any given time, even though I know right now Earl on that shit, but he can even say, man, fuck it, man, I changed my mind. I going to give Keith Thurman a chance. Fuck it. I going to give Keith Thurman a chance. Niggas would still buy that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Keith Thurman is still a player.
Exactly.
As much as we clown the nigga's ponytail and the nigga doing yoga and shit, he's still a player.
Yeah, cutting his hair and shit, looking like
yeah. This nigga gonna make a motherfucking Instagram video. This nigga got no hair and got that goddamn Clarence Williams III gap in his teeth. Nigga. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of
Hey.
here, nigga. That
So
bald
even
head,
all
that bald head pronounced his gap even more, nigga. The nigga cut his hair, nigga. The gap increased a couple of inches, nigga. Fuck out of here, bro.
That nigga face got bigger.
Nigga out of here, man. But I still would watch that fight. Absolutely.
And that's the point we're getting to is you have to do more. If you look at what Earl is doing, you can talk what you want about Porter, even Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, they're at least out there fighting. Y'all could talk about Terence Crawford. Well, they ain't fighting Terence Crawford, but they're busy fighting each other, which is what Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns, and Roberto Duran did. They didn't fight Mike McCallum, the body snatcher, but they made Duckage fighting each fucking other. Why they made it to the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Let's keep it about. I love Marvin Hagler more than anything. That nigga's in the Hall of Fame for fighting them little niggas. He ain't in the Hall of Fame for fighting them middleweight.
You can criticize Marvin Hagler for the same reasons we criticize Gennady Golovkin. He stayed at 160.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And fought a bunch. You're right. Fought niggas that moved up with bigger names. They went to him. He didn't seek other big name fighters in different weight classes. He didn't do that.
Nope.
You see what I'm saying? So absolutely, you could criticize him for the same reasons you criticize Gennady Golovkin, man.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So what Ryan Garcia has effectively done, along with when you look at what Terence Crawford is not doing, is the reason why I'm looking at Terence Crawford saying, you're delusional if you think that's what niggas gonna think 20 years from now.
Yeah.
Because we'll talk about the fact, hey man, this nigga won 3 belts. He fought some of the top dudes. He even had a fight with Manny Pacquiao. Well, I heard he's supposed to fight that nigga Crawford. What about? Oh man, that nigga was out there fighting niggas that was washed up. Man, I don't know what that nigga did.
Right. Shit crazy, man. At the end of the day, bro, that's what the fuck we gonna remember if these two niggas don't fight when it's all said and done. Those are the things we will remember. And it's all negative towards Terence Crawford, man. You better do something, man. All right, man, let's go on to the next one. These next two, bro, are gonna be real quick.
Right.
We got about 15 minutes left, man. I want to talk a little bit about Stephen Fulton, Murad-Jan Akhmadaliev in the 122-pound division, man. That shit is hot as fuck right now, dog. Like 147 is hot, 115 is hot, 122 is hot, nigga. It has now reached,
man.
Yeah, dog. It's reached that status. And 122 might have more depth because these guys are all young. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, if you guys don't know, Murad-Jan Akhmadaliev, whose nickname is MJ, he is the unified champion, but he only has 8 fights.
Yeah.
He's pulling a Vasily Lomachenko type of fast track to his career, right? And he beat long-standing unified champion Daniel Ramon, I think in 2019. You know what I'm saying? Took both his belts. Now, he's that motherfucker at 122. But recently, as we talked about a little earlier in the show, Stephen Fulton has risen to become a serious motherfucker at 122. And really, he's got Philly on his back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All them let him down niggas, they looking at Stephen Fulton like, man, I hope you don't become one of us, man.
Man,
nigga.
Hey, yo, that probably had a picture of Jesse Hart and them niggas on
it. All them niggas, bro. Fucking J-Rock, nigga. Man, I hope you don't become one of us, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But Stephen Fulton is the goods, and he's in a good division to where he could be that top dude. The one motherfucker, I believe, out of all these guys, right, that give him problems is MJ, man, the unified champion. But you got Rais Salim, right, who dominated that cat Vasilis or Pazilis, I can't remember his name, but dominated him on the undercard of Fulton Angelo Leo. That motherfucker is a serious wild card. Rais Salim is good, bro.
He beat the dogs out there shit talking, nigga. That nigga was talking
I thought that
I'm gonna knock him out.
I thought that Pacius nigga was gonna do something, man. He was talking all sorts of shit. I was even printing his press releases, nigga.
No shit.
I was like, man, Victor Pacius, nigga, this nigga no joke, nigga. Let me print this press release. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Light skin ponytail, nigga, though.
Is he from Philly, Bo?
Oh no, he's not from Philly. I looked that up. I'd have said that. No, he's not.
You know what I'm saying? But Rais Salim is a major wild card, man.
Yes, he is, man.
And then, of course, you got Brandon Figueroa as a WBA champion. I like Brandon Figueroa because of his volume, but I don't think he can hold a candle to any of the other champions at 122. And then, of course, you got that punk-ass bitch, Ray Vargas. He moved up to 126. He's trying to fight Gary Russell Jr., but he's still lingering at 122. That was the longest reigning WBC champion. He has since vacated that title. But he was the longest reigning WBC champion at 122 and didn't try to fight nobody and even ducked Guillermo Rigondeaux in the process. Ducked the shit out that boy.
Sure
you know what I'm saying? Ducked Daniel Ramon. He didn't want to fight nobody.
Nope.
He had like 12 title defenses or some odd number like that, right? But didn't really want to fight nobody. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, his punk ass is still kind of hanging around. But fuck him, man. We looking at MJ, Stephen Fulton, Brandon Figueroa, right? You still even got Daniel Ramon hanging around.
Louis
You see what
Neary.
I'm saying? Louis motherfucking Neary, who is the WBC champion there. You're looking at those guys, bro.
Man.
That division is hot, nigga. What do you think about that shit, B?
Hey, man, listen. I'm going to say this. Stephen Fulton, what he showed in that fight was something I wasn't expecting, right? And he also showed me how smart he was because I watched him after the fight. When they said, what made you decide to fight inside? He said, well, I got caught I got caught once or twice on the outside against Angela Leo. So I figured, all right, I can't stay at this rate. I got to switch it up on him. So I started the success I was having on the inside. And Mike Tyson said that he was told this, your greatest strength can be your greatest weakness.
Right.
And Angela Leo's greatest strength is fighting on the inside, which turned out Stephen Fulton turned that motherfucker to his biggest weakness also as well.
Yep.
Right. So he was able to do that, which shows that not only is the dude his ring IQ, but his versatility also as well. So I'm watching that fight. I'm looking, like you said, I'm looking at MJ. I'm looking at Brandon Figueroa. I'm looking at Louis Neary. I like all them fights, but I also like his attitude. He wants to be undisputed. He's like, hey, man, I know Raees Salim, you know what I'm saying? He wants some, and yeah, I get you, dog. I want champions, nigga.
You want champions.
I want champions, nigga.
You ain't got no belt, nigga. You ain't on my radar, bro.
Right, you ain't on my radar, right? Now, the only dude who I think will have problems as far as Michael Connor's gonna struggle to me, in my honest opinion, man. I'm not that high on him.
Hey, hold on, nigga. Why you bring Michael Conlon into this conversation, man?
Because I think he talked about fighting Fulton. He might be number 2.
Well, he's the number one He's the next guy. He's the next guy in the WBO rankings because Stephen Fulton was ranked number 1. Conlon was ranked number 2. Now Fulton's the title holder, so now he's gonna be, by adjustment, the number 1 contender. But come on, bro. Like, nigga, Michael Conlon can't even beat Carlos Castro, nigga. That's a prospect at 122. He can't even beat him.
And that's crazy, right?
Hell nah, man. That motherfucker, Angelo Leo get his hand on fucking Michael Conlon, he stops right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? He can't beat them niggas, man. I don't even want
that. I think that Carlos Castro is a better
dude
than him, man. Him and Thomas Ward. You know,
man.
And you still got Rashid Muhammad. What's that other Asian dude named? Haoki?
Oh, Haraki Teshigara.
Yeah,
man. Yeah, that motherfucker's good too. You still got Rasuki Iwasa. He's there too.
Man, he's there. Ronnie Rios.
Ronnie Rios is trash.
Yeah,
he's old. He's pretty much done.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been around the block. So I don't think Ronnie Rios is a good step up fight, for Raees Salim or somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got what, Aaron Alameda. So
yeah,
that division, that's turned to one of my favorite divisions, and I can see these dudes not just fighting here at 122. They're gonna catch fades at 126 with each other, man.
Yeah. Oh, I know what I'm saying. I'm trying to tell you, this division probably has the most upside because these guys are all young.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And they got a hell of a lot more time before they go anywhere. And don't forget, I think I mentioned it, but Daniel Ramon is still out there. He said he wanted the winner of Angela Leo and Stephen Fulton, which is Stephen Fulton. Only problem with Ramon is he's no longer the unified champ, so he's got to bring himself back up. But he's not going anywhere anytime soon. He wants to be back in the mix.
Ramon should be number 2 now. By the WBO.
Probably should. I think, is he number 2 by the WBO?
I think so, because if Fulton was 1, I know Conlon was 2 and Ramon was 3.
Okay. Well, then, yeah. If that's the case and the WBO decides to mandate a challenger, don't mandate Conlon. Go to Daniel Ramon. Conlon. I ain't trying to see that shit. Didn't Conlon, man, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Remember the Russian dude that robbed him in the Olympics?
Yeah.
Right? I can't think of his name. But they fought in the professionals, and I think Conlon barely won the fight in the rematch in the professionals. I think it was like a majority decision, dog, or some stupid shit, bro. Like, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think he barely won that fight.
Nah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it could have been a bad decision. I didn't watch the shit. I wasn't interested. But I think he barely won that fight. But that, even if he didn't barely win, I got niggas out here telling me that it wasn't a good showing for Michael Conlan. And that tells you something, man. Because the nigga actually beat the dust off of him in the amateurs, but in the professional ranks, you didn't beat him the same way that you beat him in the amateurs, bro. He's the same fighter, right? He's not, that Russian guy hasn't gotten any better or anything like that. Same fucking dude, man. I think he was like 2-0. You know what I'm saying? So he's the same fucking dude, man. And Conlan didn't even brush this nigga off, man. Come on, man. Nah, man. Conlan gets knocked out by these cats, man. He actually needs to go back down to 118 and fight, like, I don't know, one of the Maloney brothers, nigga. Jason. I think it's Jason Maloney at 118. You need to fight him or somebody, bro. You know what I'm saying? Had that overseas, you know, fight in the UK or something, man. That'd be nice for them niggas over there. You know, Irish versus Australian, nigga. That'd be dope for them niggas over there. But don't bring your ass over here with these bad motherfuckers, man. You get fucked up, bro.
Right. I agree. I agree with that. But that when I'm looking at that division, and I'm excited for any of them championship fights, I'm keeping it real. I'm excited. And you know what the thing about it is? I can see all of them happening. Because Neary and Fulton with PBC, I can see Al Heyman making that. Sure.
And I forgot about Neary earlier. Those are two guys that I think give Stephen Fulton trouble is MJ and Louis Neary. Yep. Louis Neary's a bad motherfucker, man. I just don't trust him. That's it. The nigga been on cocaine and steroids and shit. You know what I'm saying? When he beat Takashi Uchiyama twice, right? And that's actually how he got his name out there. He beat Uchiyama, who was a long-standing WBC champion at 118. He took his belt. Actually was on the cusp of pound for pound, right? Sure. Took his belt and then beat his ass again in a rematch. But then you found out that nigga was taking birth control pills and shit like that. So then it was like, well, fuck, nigga, you cheated, right? So, and then in another fight, I can't remember which one, but the nigga didn't make weight. It's like, come on, Louis, the fuck you doing? It was like his first fight with PBC, bro. The nigga didn't make weight or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was the first fight with PBC. That nigga did not make weight.
Make weight.
Right, he did not make weight.
Yeah, like, come on, Louis, nigga, what the fuck y'all niggas doing in Mexico, man? Get your shit together, brother. Right? But when Louis is on his shit, that nigga is a serious problem for anybody at 122, any division he campaigns in. So yeah, nigga, the fight I want to see right now, is Louis Neary versus MJ. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
Second is Louis Neary versus Stephen Fulton. Third is Stephen Fulton versus MJ. Those are the top fights I want to see at 122 right now, bro. And the way Stephen Fulton's talking, he wants those fights. Hopefully those guys will give it to him, man. We'll see.
Sure does, but that's a hot division, man.
Hell yeah, nigga. All right, man, the last one, we're going to just clown the nigga real quick. Man, y'all saw on Friday, 1999, nigga, pay-per-view, the Black Adam Kalnaki, a.k.a. Trevor Bryan, knocked out Berman Stiver, nigga. I ain't going to say his name right. Berman Stiver. 1999, bro. How many of y'all niggas paid for that shit?
That nigga's so old, his braids is gray.
This nigga, I didn't know Bermain Stavern was 43 years old, bro. Until I had to write that recap. I didn't know the nigga was 43, bro. I was like, man, you got to be kidding me, man. And Trevor Bryan, literally, go look at this dude. He looks just like Adam Kalnaki.
He sure does.
Body, white, body, head, nigga, everything. He looks like Adam Kalnaki. The only difference is he's a smarter fighter, right? And he fights behind that jab. Adam Kalnaki just comes forward and tries to overwhelm you with volume and gets caught in the process, just as Robert Hell Anus, right?
Yeah.
But Trevor Bryan, body-wise, man, he looks just like Adam Kalnaki, dog. And when I see a nigga with that body, remember the old Fight Night video games, nigga, and you a heavyweight? Oh, you didn't even have to be a heavyweight. They had fat niggas looking like that at lightweight. Remember that?
Yeah.
And you'll be like, man, this nigga fat. I'm about to whoop this nigga ass. That's what I think when I see guys like Adam Kalnaki and fucking Trevor Bryan. You're too fat to do anything. And I understand Andy Ruiz supposedly got rid of that stigma. But then he brought it right back in a rematch against Anthony Joshua. So at the end of the day, that stigma's dead. once again. You know what I'm saying?
He brought that shit right back like a motherfucker.
Brought it right back, nigga. Easily.
Right back, easily.
So that stigma's dead. You're a fat heavyweight, man. Nobody's taking you seriously, man. Especially the way Trevor Bryan fights. He's a guy that he's economical, but he does everything behind the jab. It's good, right? But he's economical. He's not going to throw a whole lot of punches, but he sets everything up that he throws behind the jab. Problem I have with Trevor Bryan is, number one, his conditioning is poor, so he gets tired by like round 5. The nigga's mouth is already open. That's the first thing problem I have with him. Second problem I have with him is when he does gas, he starts to put all of his energy in trying to mount an offensive attack. He's going to be a guy that's going to try to stay busy behind the jab so that he can show the judges, hey, man, this guy might be, hitting me with some big shots, but I'm still busy, right? That's exactly what you saw against Bermane Stiverne. The nigga got tired and his defense lacked. Put all of his energy in offense that his defense lacked. So old 43-year-old, very slow-ass, flat-footed Bermane Stiverne was actually getting inside of Trevor Bryan and hitting him with some big-ass right hands.
Sure was.
It just so happens Trevor Bryan got a nice little chin on him, right? He has a nice Bermane Stiverne level chin. Let me rephrase that. He has a nice 43-year-old Bermane Stiverne level chin on him. You know what I'm saying? Will that chin hold up against F.A. Ajagba, Deontay Wilder, right? Probably not. Luis Ortiz, probably fucking not. But it was good for Bermane Stiverne, a 43-year-old version of him, right? And that's my problem. You gas out or you start gassing in the first quarter of the fight, and then your defense goes to shit to where you're getting hit by a slow-ass dude. Man, these top-level contenders, not even the champions, bro. Hell, not even the top-level contenders. The mid-level contenders will fuck you up. I was looking at the rankings, and I believe Alexander Usyk is like number 1 or number 2. I know. Oh, Usyk's number 1, I believe. Deontay Wilder's number 2, right? I know Michael Hunter is in the rankings. Luis Ortiz is number 3, right? All of those guys beat the shit out of him.
Yes, they do. Nigga, I think Joe Joyce whoops his ass.
Joe Joyce would knock him the fuck out. Daniel Dubois beats his ass, bro.
Right.
Daniel Dubois, sorry, that's how you say his name. He beats his ass, right? Michael Hunter's a nigga that's not even really a heavyweight. He's actually a cruiserweight masquerading as a heavyweight, and he beats his ass. I can't even remember. Nigga, Carlos Takam might get his nigga some trouble, bro.
Damn! You said this nigga can't even beat Derek Chisora?
No.
You're not lying. I saw that fight, man. This dude, I think, part of his conditioning is a lot of his conditioning is technique. He throws too many arm punches, man.
Yeah, he does.
That's all I'm saying. This nigga's throwing arm punches. I'm like, what the fuck?
He's just trying to stay busy. That's why. When did you start seeing that, Bo? Let me ask you that question. When did you start noticing that this nigga throws a bunch of arm punches?
Round 3.
Yeah. My thing is, he's starting to gas around that time. I said 4 or 5, right? Round 3 could have been the start of it, right? But my thing is, he's trying to stay busy. That is his focal point. I have to stay busy so that I can show the judges, right, that I'm landing something. I'm doing something in the ring. I'm dictating the pace, right? Which is one of the 4 top criteria for judging. Dictating the pace. He wants to win that battle. And the thing is, though, when he gasses, like I said, his defense completely goes kaput. It's gone. So if he's staying busy against Luis Ortiz, you really think Luis Ortiz ain't going to land no left hand on that nigga?
Oh, man. Ooh.
If he's staying busy against Deontay Wilder, which everybody typically does, you would think Deontay Wilder ain't gonna land a straight right hand on that nigga?
Man.
Hell, if he stays busy against F.A. Ajagba, you really think F.A. Ajagba ain't gonna land no right hand on that nigga?
Man.
Tony Yoka,
Junior Five.
Right. Philip Hargovich. I don't even like Philip Hargovich.
I was about to say, you don't even like that nigga, Philip Hargovich. Just about you beat me to it. Say, damn, you don't even like that nigga, Philip Hargovich. You don't even rate him amongst the cream of the crop of the prospects. You don't even rate that nigga.
Rate that nigga, dog. Exactly. Daniel Dubois would get inside this nigga so quick behind his own jab and knock him the complete fuck out, bro. He would knock some fat off that nigga's back. Motherfucking Trevor Bryan will come into the ring 267 pounds. After that knockout, that nigga got down to 230, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how that would be. Trevor Bryan he's a good C-level fighter.
Yeah,
And that's as far as it goes. And I think Trevor Bryan's already 31 years old, so don't think there's going to be any upsides to his game. He's where he's at. You know what I'm saying? Trevor Bryan is Seth Mitchell, just doesn't fight the same way, right?
Ooh, okay.
He might get a couple of wins against some guys that you know of, like Bermain Stavern.
Yep.
As soon as that nigga steps up, like Seth Mitchell did to Chris Arreola, he's going to get knocked the fuck out, right?
You know what I think would be a good fight for Bryan? Gerald Washington.
Yeah, that's a good one. Gerald Washington washed up. That's a good one.
Yeah. It'd be a good test for him. Because I think Robert Lanus would knock him the fuck out.
I think that's a good test for him too, actually, is Robert Hell Anus.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one for him. Hell Anus. You know what I'm saying? Charles Martin.
Ooh.
Those are the guys that are a level above Trevor Bryan. They're just one level above. Like he's a C- C level fighter. Gerald Washington's probably on his level now. But Robert Hell Anus and Charles Martin and Adam Kalnaki, those are like C+ level fighters.
Mm-hmm.
They're one level ahead. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are the guys he should be fighting next. And the WBA, their rankings are like a gauntlet for this nigga, bro. He gets obliterated by the top 5 guys, man. And it's sad. If they mandate somebody, they need to mandate somebody down there like number 12, 13. So I think Michael Hunter's like number 10, so it can't be him.
No, it ain't gonna be Michael Hunter. Yeah, nigga, Bogdan Dinu.
Yeah, like him. Bogdan Dinu, nigga, yeah. Somebody like that. Word up, nigga. Bogdan Dinu, nigga. That's a good one, nigga. That should be who he fight next for his first title defense of the WBA regular title.
Yeah, did Oda Wallen or somebody beat that nigga?
Man, everybody done beat that nigga. I don't even know. I know Jarrell Miller fought that nigga once.
Right, yeah.
Everybody beat that nigga, bro. That's what we need to fight next, bro. Manuel Charr is a good matchup for him, dog. Who he was supposed to fight, but had visa issues, so he had to fight Bermain Stavern. But Manuel Charr is a good fight for him, dog. Nobody else, at least in the top 8 of those rankings, nigga, including Michael Hunter and Philip Hargovich, because I think he's ranked 2. Don't look at them guys.
No, dog.
Bogdan Dinu, nigga. Matter of fact, I think we should petition that Trevor Bryan fights Bogdan Dinu next.
We should. Send WBA a letter. Look here, man. Look here, man. Look here, man. This is what y'all need to do. Now, don't be getting no crazy ass ideas. Right?
Word up. Go get that nigga Franzo Kendo out of retirement.
Right,
nigga. Yeah. Franzo Kendo said he wanted that shot at the WBA title, even sued a nigga for it. Man, go get Franz, man. That'd be a good one for Trevor, man. Shit. But nobody, dog, that is at least B level, nigga. B-. From B- up, those fighters should be grayed out, nigga. If you looked at a list, they should be grayed out. Like if each fighter had a link connected to their name, anybody who's B- and up is grayed out. You can't even click on it.
Right? Yeah, no shit. No. Hey, you know when you order your seat for the plane, and motherfucker grayed out unavailable.
Yeah, nigga, somebody already bought that shit, nigga.
Right, everybody got it. You got to level up. You got to level up. You're a level 50. You need to be a 250 to get that.
Hell yeah, dog.
Oh, man, dog. I agree with you too. I might write them niggas a letter for real. Hey man, y'all need to let that nigga fight Bogdan Dinu.
Man, go bring Bogdan Dinu up, man. Real talk. I'm gonna get one comment, man, before we get the fuck out of here, man. We've been in this bitch 2 hours. Barker Raider had a comment earlier. He said if Jamal Charlo really wants that fight versus Canelo, he should move up and take that belt from Caleb Soft Hands Plant. Let me tell you why that's a good assessment. I agree with that. But let me tell you why that would be very difficult for him to do. Number one, Canelo is not trying to fight Jamal Charlo anyway. Understand, Canelo will not be an undisputed champion if it means that the last belt that he needs is around the waist of somebody he doesn't want to fight. He did it at 160. He had the IBF, WBA, and WBC. The last belt, the WBO, was around the waist of Demetrius Andrade, and he did not go for undisputed. He actually, I think he either, didn't he drop the IBF?
No, he got stripped of the IBF.
He got stripped of the IBF and then gave away the WBC for franchise tag. So he was left with really only one belt.
Sure did.
So Canelo has a track record already where if the last remaining title is around the waist of somebody he doesn't want to fight, he's not going to fight him. He'll say, fuck undisputed, move up to the next division. And he could move up to 175 because he's already fought there, right?
Yep.
So that's number one. Number two, Caleb Plant might not readily want to fight Jamal Charlo. That's a tough fight for him, man. Caleb Plant is looking for belt holders at 168. That's why he's not even entertaining David Benavidez anymore. Before he was entertaining it, wasn't really talking too much about trying to fight the guy, but he was really entertaining it because Benavidez was a WBC champion. Now that he's not, he specifically said, hey, since you lost that belt, that fight's off the table. He said that. His words, not ours. So he's like, Caleb Plant right now is like Stephen Fulton at 122. He's looking for belt holders. Right,
yeah, he
right
is.
now, the only other belt holders in the division are Canelo Alvarez and Billy Ho Sanders. Right, Billy Ho is already in contractual agreement with Canelo, so that only leaves Canelo because Canelo's gonna beat Billy Ho, right? So that leaves Canelo. So really, Caleb Plant, as you see in all on 3kingsboxing.com, he's looking towards Canelo. That's it. He's not even looking. Jamal can move up. It won't matter. He don't have a belt.
No.
You're not fighting him. Do I think he should try to fight guys like Jamal Charlo? Yes, I do. Because he needs more experience before fucking with Canelo. But at the end of the day, he's not going to take that. The money's talking and the opportunity's there. He's going to take that, man. So that fight, he's not even going to give Charlo an opportunity, man.
And the only way Charlo even gets in a position to fight him is if he's mandatory by the IBF, and they're not going to elevate him because he's a WBC champion.
Exactly.
So,
boom.
And then Canelo definitely ain't gonna fight him if the WBC put him on.
Exactly. Exactly.
So no.
It is what it is, man. All right, man. We're gonna get the fuck up out of here, man. Hey, man. Y'all know what to do, man. Go to 3kingsboxing.com for the latest and greatest in boxing news and information, as well as interviews. And of course, it's your source for pure, unadulterated boxing content. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that was in the chat. Look at this shit, man. So Scott Brown said everybody left the chat. Well, they might have left the chat, but we have over 30 viewers right now.
Yeah, well, more than that when you really.
I mean, I don't give a fuck about them niggas not being in the chat. As long as you're watching. It is what it is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Go to Twitter. Follow us on Twitter anyway, at 3kingsboxing. Go to Instagram, at 3kingsboxing, facebook.com/3kingsboxing. And of course, man, when we go live, we go live. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Anytime, any date. Just pay attention to this YouTube channel. And of course, the Facebook, man. Y'all really need to follow us on Facebook. That's where shit is really popping. That's where all the viewership is at. This YouTube channel is really a throwaway. We really don't give a fuck about this shit, man. Facebook is really where it's at. We put YouTube videos up because we know there's a fan base there where people actually go in and watch the video either live or maybe later on. But eventually, I'm gonna deprecate this YouTube channel because it's really a burden that I don't really need to have anymore with 3kingsboxing.com. So follow us on Facebook, man, if y'all really want to see a lot more content, articles, fuckery, videos. The podcast is going to be on there eventually, exclusively on there. That's where y'all need to be, man, if y'all fucking with us. All right, man. But until the next one, we out this bitch.